There are conversations about Grand Prix in the capitals of Thailand and Rwanda, but fitting them in means we said goodbye to classic circuits like Hockenheim and Imola, angering fans who are still packing out the European tracks like Spa, the Hungaroring and Monza. And these generally produce more wheel-to-wheel action than street circuits too. At Silverstone in 2025, there were a total of 26 on-track overtakes. At Monaco, 4. I'm an F1 enthusiast. Even I struggle with that. But it appears to be a good step. In 2025, there was a record 2.3 million strong viewership for the Monaco Grand Prix in the US alone. Meanwhile, for the British Grand Prix several weeks later, 1.5 million tuned in. So why are we seeing this drive towards street circuits? Well, no prizes for guessing. Money. Formula One demands a fee of between $20 and $60 million for the rights to even hold an event. In total, including sponsorships, it's believed officials in Saudi Arabia pay almost $100 million for their race. The huge fees are possible because of the street track's city centre locations, as people staying at hotels at inflated prices and tourist sites brimming with visitors mean the cities rake the cash back in when the race comes to town. So it makes financial sense for Formula One and the cities, but will it cost the sport in the long run if F1 races are too boring? After all, nothing beats the roar of an F1 car as it flies through the forests of Europe, or mechanics watching a storm coming across the humid Asian countryside. Take that away and, well, you may as well just watch American IndyCar.
Good morning, welcome to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT with me, Shebahn Aherne, and former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. England take on Croatia, Ghana and Panama in Group L at the World Cup as Thomas Tuchel looks to bring it home. The England manager said he's excited for the tournament, but urged his side to take it one game at a time.
Difficult, first of all, to win the group. This is the challenge. This is what we want to do, to qualify for knockout football, and then we go step by step.
One step at a time. We've already mapped your route to the final. You lot miles off it. Scotland, meanwhile, have been drawn against Brazil, Morocco and Haiti. Wonderful. Also today, inform Aston Villa host top of the table Arsenal, looking to close the gap to within 3 points of the league leaders. So, are you title contenders, Unai Emery?
We are very happy how we are progressing, how we are competing, how we are getting points. Tomorrow is a really huge test with the level they have. Hopefully we can fantastic match and playing well.
And talkSPORT's man about town, Ben Jacobs, has been catching up with the US President Donald Trump, who was optimistic about America's chances over the summer too.
Well, I think so. I think a lot of people feel they have a little bit of a shot. It's pretty stiff competition, but I would say they would have a small chance.
Apparently he said to Ben, "Quiet, piggy." We'll have all the updates on the day for you here on talkSPORT from the Premier League and beyond, and get into absolutely everything you need to know. The floor is yours for a chinwag, 03717 223344, or you can send us a text message 81089. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Cass, how's your week been?
Great. I had a great week. I mean, obviously, there was a huge programme in midweek of Premier League football.
There was a lot.
Yeah, lots of games. Some bonkers one within that. You know, watching Leeds get the better of Chelsea, watching, obviously, Man City at Fulham and Liverpool, Sunderland, and many, many other games. But I had a great week. I had a couple of dinners on Thursday, one in the afternoon and one in the evening. The evening one was for Millwall, and had a really great night. A lot of fun and raised great money. And also with Alvin Martin, an event in Minster Court, which is London again. And I'll tell you what, Liam Brady was there, and I've known Liam for a long time. An unbelievable person, Liam. He was my manager, a playing partner, colleague. and he gave a quick word about Billy Bonds because Billy passed last weekend. Said some really lovely words. Alvin Martin couldn't even speak. You could tell he was visibly really got to him and didn't want, because Billy meant so much to him and many people at West Ham, many people. And I just want to say that, you know, at the dinner I mentioned Billy Bonds, who's a West Ham player that managed Millwall. Billy lived round the corner from me. He was very local, lived in Chislehurst, just South London. And I met Billy on a good few occasions and chatted to him about football. An absolute gentleman, humble to the absolute 10th degree. And it was a very sad loss. But, you know, for us, everybody at the event, and Martin Allen was there, just listening to a few words, because Billy was so humble, he wouldn't have wanted a lot said about him. He would have wanted just, okay. Look, I think he's nearly 800 games.
Yeah.
And there's not many people that can cross over West Ham to Millwall and be accepted like Billy was. So fair testament. I just wanted to say a few words about that.
I think that's very well said. And most people agree with you. And we've spoken about this before, but when, you know, people pass away, it's almost nice to get together and reflect and share those nice stories, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, look, it was just, obviously West Ham played on Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it Monday night they played? On the Sunday when it all happened and broke out. I knew that Billy wasn't well because locally a few people who know Billy said Billy's had a bit of a turn, but his family and everybody involved. Look, absolutely, they don't make Billy Bonds. You don't make Billy Bonds. He's a certain character, as tough as old boots, but an absolute gentleman as well.
Yeah, it's a huge loss, and we have a number of tributes as well on our website at talksport.com if you'd like to go through those a little bit later on as well today. We also had the draw last
Yes, funny. Sure.
48 teams finally finding out their fate ahead of next year. Here's how Scotland's draw sounded for you here on talkSPORT.
It's the World Cup draw. Now just remember, there's no easy games in world football.
Scotland.
Here we go. Right, stay calm.
Haiti against
I think we might win that.
Morocco.
No, that is a skoosh.
Brazil.
Oh, nay, bother. Right, this is what we'll do. We'll deep fry your couscous. We'll deep fry your griot. We'll deep fry your Fiji Oda. You come up against Scotland, you're getting barred.
It's taking next summer.
England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama.
Well, you got one South American, one African, one Europe team in there. It's on the East Coast, as Stuart said. The time, the last played gives us, that nice cushion.
It's a good draw for England. I think they'll fancy their chances of getting through.
It's amazing to see all these people involved, all these big names of the game, and very grateful for that.
What you do know is if England are going to go there and win a World Cup, they're going to have to probably knock out a minimum of 2 big hitters en route.
Assuming that seeds win groups, etc., England's route to World Cup glory, should it happen, is likely to be as follows. So if they win the group, we're looking at Spain-Argentina will be the final. Could be a semi-final against France before that, a quarter-final against Brazil.
That was the draw live for you yesterday on Drive here on talkSPORT with our voice of live football, Adrian Durham. I love it, Cass. I mean, Group L, England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama, all over the back pages today.
Yeah.
And it'll be a very different story up the road in Scotland because we've got a bit of a glamour tie in facing Brazil. Morocco, who are a great team as well. And we've also got Haiti in Group C.
I laugh now at people putting Brazil on this pedestal because they're the 5 times world champions, okay? But this present Brazil team is nowhere near close to the previous 5 that won it. And yes, Brazil always produce great players. Have they been a team to be reckoned with in recent history? No, they haven't. They haven't at all. And if you look at the World Cup campaign building up to the Copa America and the games they've had, and they've not had I think their last 10 World Cup games were saying like 1-5, drew 3 and lost 2.
Okay.
So it's not bad, but it's Brazil. Got a hammering by Argentina. Oh, okay, you might go, well, Argentina are certainly the best team in South America at the moment, but it took a bit of a hammering against them. I think I was in Qatar. I my whole idea was like, I'm going to a World Cup. I want to go and be at a stadium when Brazil are playing because there's thousands upon thousands of Brazilian fans. Wherever you go, you go and watch them play. And I came away and thinking, oh, they're not that good of a Brazilian team, are they? They're not.
We've got a chance.
No, I just don't. Look, under normal circumstances, it's still a really tough game. Morocco will be a challenge because they are such an organised team with a lot of good players that play European top-flight football. So that'll be. But your first game is Haiti, yeah? Is it?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was Haiti was the first game for Scotland. Is that not?
Yes, that is Haiti, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, if you win that and then you can manage to get maybe a draw out, you could qualify.
Yeah.
So I don't quite... I just don't look at Brazil the same way.
I know, but we are pale and sweaty and ginger, right? And the Brazilians play football on the beach from birth. Right? And we're going to be in America sweating our tatties off. It's going to be intense. So therefore I look and go, can we go toe to toe?
What was that word?
Brazil, like?
What was that word? I said the Scottish word that I listened on a TikTok. The gut that begins with S.
Oh yeah, scoosh. Yeah, everybody heard the World Cup draw on talkSPORT focused on England. This is how the Scots heard the World Cup. Listen to this.
It's the World Cup draw. Now just remember, there's no easy games in world football.
Scotland.
Here we go. Let's stay calm.
Haiti.
Oh, I think we might win that.
Morocco.
Oh, that is a scoosh.
Brazil.
Oh, nay bother. Right, this is what we'll do. We'll deep fry your couscous. We'll deep fry your griot. We'll deep fry your feijoada. You come up against Scotland, you're getting barred.
People on TikTok are so good.
Scoosh, is it?
It's
Scoosh.
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 Piece
Oh,
of
wow.
cake.
That's very funny.
You'll get battered. Brilliant. Listen, we're buzzing to be going there, and I actually think having a glamour tie like Brazil is what dreams are made of, really. And the guys will be loving that as well. Steve Clark had this kind of. He doesn't smile often, but you could tell he was a little bit excited by the whole thing as well.
You should do. You should be looking forward to it. I know that Brazil played Scotland on numerous occasions at World Cups, but look forward to it. This isn't the Brazilian team of 1970 or 1994 or, when they won it.
Yeah. Steve Clark, like we say, he was quite pleased with the whole thing. Once the draw finally happened, he was hanging about for a wee bit of time. I'm sure a number of you were when you were watching it. He said, "Bring it on."
Yeah, good draw for us. Didn't want any European teams, wanted teams from different continents. That's what the World Cup's all about. That's what we've got, 3 different teams from 3 different continents, and yeah, we'll look forward to it.
And it does evoke memories of France '98. The fact you've been paired with Brazil again, came very close to getting a positive result against them all those years ago. So can you go one better maybe this time round?
Yeah, we've got both of them, Brazil and Morocco, we're both in the group, so chance for revenge on both teams, and hopefully we can take it.
Steve Clark, over the moon as ever. Settle down, Steve. Aye, it's good. He's some man for one man. The first manager to make it to 3 major tournaments.
Yeah, good luck to him.
And we're going to be facing the Brazilians. Scotland fans, you can let us know your thoughts this morning on it. 03717 223344 81089. Don't worry, you're going to hear from Thomas Tuchel very soon. England fans, we'll talk about the possible routes a little bit later on for Republic of Ireland, Cass.
Yes.
If you're to get there for Northern Ireland and for Wales. But World Cup draw has been done. And then, of course, they're going to announce the stadiums and where the games are going to be played later on the day. All the updates for you here on talkSPORT. I went very Scottish there. Later on the day, you'll get battered. The Ashes are underway. All the updates coming in that very, very soon. Coming up next, we'll build up to today's Premier League action. Good morning.
welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
And through it, oh, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong, and down the waterfall.
Good morning, this is the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT with me, Shebahn Aherne, and former Chelsea and Aston Villa striker Tony Cascarino. This is Angels by Robbie Williams because he's caused a bit of a stir at talkSPORT this week. Remember this? I'm loving Big Ange instead. Remember when they were all singing that at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for about 8 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the best time of their lives.
By the way, did you see him on the World Cup draw?
Yeah.
It was good.
It was amazing. I mean, he's some showman, isn't he?
Yeah.
He was on drive.
He looked quite nervous, though. I know it's well watching on telly and expecting like his worldwide audience, but he even openly admits to being really nervous on stage. But he was still brilliant.
He was unreal. He was on drive. He's Andy Goldstein's pal.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Hanging about. They were in his dressing room. Seriously? All the drive guys?
He loves a name.
Ali McCoist. What a random sandwich.
Drop that name.
I know. Let's leave Robbie Williams there on the floor. He said live on Drive in the USA that the sports bar duo Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy would be the hardest presenting duo in a fight.
Who's the hardest sports talk presenter partnership is we get into the evening show with O'Hara and Cundy. Break it down.
That's not a problem.
Break it down.
Well, he'll go O'Hara.
Yep.
And, I mean, you've seen Cundy.
Why haven't you?
I keep getting the hard lock.
Do you think O'Hara? No, what I'm saying is, are you saying O'Hara is harder than Jason Cundy?
Yes. Yeah, because Cundy can't move. He literally stands up out of a chair and you can hear his bones.
Okay, Jason Cundy, we need you to weigh in on this.
I feel like it would be us because you're a big guy.
You?
Right? No,
I've had a few years off. I'd give him a fair run. If I had a few years off me.
You could knock out. I could scream at them.
No,
be annoying. And then you knock them out.
No, I think who would have to consider.
Apparently Simon Jordan's pretty hard.
I don't know.
Doesn't sound like it.
I've heard he's got quite a tough brother.
Yeah.
But Simon, I don't know. I think he does his boxing, doesn't
apparently
he?
He does.
Yeah, he loves
apparently
his
he's
boxing,
pretty tough. Yeah. And he's a big guy, Simon. Imagine Jim and Simon in a fight against Jimmy Jason.
Jim would be hiding behind Simon. Go on, Simon. You go first.
Yeah. Who do you think's the hardest talkSPORT duo? 8, 10, 89. You can get in touch with us this morning. Coming up for you in the Premier League today, by the way, you've got Aston Villa against Arsenal, 12:30. It's live for you here on talkSPORT. That's a huge one to get today, Cass. We'll get into it in a second. Bournemouth versus Chelsea is at 3 o'clock. Has our Everton Forest, Man City Sunderland, Newcastle Burnley, Spurs Brentford, and then 5:30. It's Leeds against Liverpool. You've got 2 more games coming up for you tomorrow and then Monday Night Football as well. Cass, let's look ahead to what's coming up then. Villa against Arsenal today, 12:30. There's some concerns around Arsenal and injuries at the moment as well.
Yes, I mean, obviously the 2 centre-half positions is a big one, but Arsenal are still winning. You know, they're still keeping it going. But I want to just read you, because Bill Edgar does a brilliant guide in the Times with numbers. And I just want to say, Villa, this is 2025, just on this game, right? In 2025, in all competitions, Villa have won 31 games. Wow. 31. Mm-hmm. That's one fewer than Arsenal.
Okay.
So in 2025, Villa have won one less game than Arsenal. That shows you how good Villa have been in 2025. They went deep into the Champions League, didn't they, and cup competitions as well. So I think this is a really intriguing game because Villa have Unai Emery's if you take the opening part of this season where Villa had a number of draws, couldn't buy a goal early on. The first 3 or 4 games didn't even look like getting a goal, Villa. As it's gone along, he's gradually moulded this Villa team, Unai Emery, into what we see today. And they're a tough side to play against. I said it 2 weeks ago when we were talking to Dave Stephens, when we were talking about top 4, and I said, what are Villa?
Yeah.
You know, what are Villa? Because Villa have been really consistent. And that's what we're all saying with Arsenal now. Arsenal are a consistent team who are just producing, getting results. Have not been brilliant all the time. Their game against Sunderland was a tough one, but they got a point out of it. The way at Chelsea, they didn't play particularly well at Liverpool, lost the game. But Arsenal are pretty methodical. But there ain't a lot to choose between Villa and Arsenal.
And they're at Villa Park today. Do you think Unai Emery has kind of that extra want to beat Arsenal as well, based on what happened?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've always felt sorry. I mean, if you go back to PSG and Unai Emery there, you know, he basically lost his job because they'd beaten Barcelona 4-0 at home and they lost 6-1 away, and it knocked him out of the Champions League. And that really cost him his job because he won enough domestically to stay. So I think he's been quite unfortunate at PSG and Arsenal. Sometimes in football, things just change. He went on a bad run at Arsenal and eventually cost his job. He's now pretty close, I think, to being the longest-serving manager since Martin O'Neill. So his numbers are creeping up, and he's going to be there for a good while longer. And look, if you take the summer, Harvey Elliott's come in, has not really played much of an impact, you know, which has been a bit of a disappointment for the Villa. Yeah. And he's had to change things around. Ollie Watkins, before last week, had only got 1 Premier League goal. And when he got the brace at Brighton in midweek, he got 2, so he's now on 3. If they get Ollie going again, it just adds so much more to the Villa.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really intriguing game, the 12:30. One that Arsenal fans will be a little bit edgy about, but they've got a team that can go there and get a result. That's clear. So a really, really good game.
Not sure if Rice is available for this one. There's some doubts over him, isn't there, this morning? But also Mosquera out for 8 weeks as well, 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, look, 3 centre-halves basically they've had. You don't know. Sometimes you get a surprise in this period where Saliba might make it or Gabriel might make it. You know, I know they've talked in longer terms, but every now and again you get that surprise. Oh, he's in the squad. You know, he's made it.
Yeah. And that's the thing with Arsenal now. They'll be looking and going, please God, no more injuries.
Yeah.
Villa are really strengthening and players have returned and they've got...
Well, Villa have done no business really, relatively, in the summer. Yeah, they brought in Harvey Elliott, but, you know, and they've had that Milan who's come in and done really well and been called upon. They just feel like they've really got the group back together, you know, and they're doing really well. They've got a lot of good players, Villa. So... yeah, fair play to him.
Arsenal Tom Maccabi this morning, he's got his reservations over this one. He can't enjoy the ride at the moment. You know, he can't enjoy it. It's like, I can't say I'll enjoy it, but I will be scared. Arsenal fans, you can let us know how you feel about this one today, and Villa fans, 81089. Here's what else is coming up for you here on the talkSPORT Network today. After us, Max Ruston and Charlie Baker are here in the warm-up from 9 o'clock through to 11, and then it's game day exclusive as ever from 11 o'clock. Commentary of Villa taking on Arsenal. The kick-off is at 12:30. 11:30 over on talkSPORT 2. It's following on the Ashes inquest immediately following the close of play on day 3. And then we've got live commentary from the EFL Derby against Leicester, followed by Ipswich against league leaders at Coventry, live on talkSPORT 2. And then at 2:30, it's Game Day Live with the man, Adrian Durham.
One incredible midweek of football we have had in the Premier League, and there's more to come. Love this time of year. So much football going on. And Game Day Live is back this afternoon for all the 3 o'clock kickoffs, taking you around the grounds, bringing you all the goals as they go in. I'll be at Manchester City this afternoon from 2:30 p.m. We'll bring you all the goals from the Premier League, from the EFL, from the National League, and from Scotland as well. And 5:15, the only national radio station with a full classified check of all the results is, of course, talkSPORT.
Sounds good. We will see you then. Adrian Durham, Game Day phone in at 5:30 with the hardest duo at talkSPORT, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy, taking all of your calls. And then it's Rory Jennings at 7:30, and then Fight Night at 9 o'clock. Everything you need to know coming up on the talkSPORT Network today. Are we going to check in with the Ashes, Sam, at tea time? We're going to crack on. Coming up next, we'll open the coffee shop a little earlier than usual. Get the kettle on. It's Cappuccino with Tony Cascarino next on the Weekend Breakfast. morning. It's the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT with Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino. By the way, I was out with Alan and Ray yesterday in the breakfast team midweek for a little tipple.
Yeah, good time.
A little tipple. You know, he's on the 0%. I'm not kidding.
Who's this?
Brazil.
Oh, no, I'm not buying that. Well, Christmas coming.
That's what he's buying. Yeah. He's taking it easy before Christmas. I said, we should get you the Guinness sponsorship.
Yeah. Brilliant.
He was Mr. Guinness for years. Now he's Mr. 0%.
I know.
I don't know if I should have shared that, but here we are. He tells all my secrets, so I'll tell his.
I heard you got dumped as well along the way.
Skanked hard, man.
Good.
I went to the toilet and I came out and everything was gone.
That's brilliant, that. Where they're all gone. I see the flowers come in this morning.
They were round the corner.
It was a funeral.
I genuinely was like, okay, this is weird. This hasn't happened in a long, long time. Anyway, what a laugh it was. Some of your other headlines this weekend. United States President Donald Trump received the inaugural FIFA Peace Prize before the draw for the World Cup yesterday. Promotion. By the way, his fake tan. I need some of that.
Yeah, it's a bit orange, isn't it?
Yeah. Careful what we say. He might get us for that. Quiet, piggy! Promotion chase in Middlesbrough inflicted an emphatic 4-1 defeat on Hull City to move 5 points clear of third place Millwall. And at Hill Dickinson Stadium today, it's Everton taking on Nottingham Forest. We'll have updates for you on GameDay Live from 2:30 with this man.
This is John Dunn and Abby at Hill Dickinson Stadium, where Everton hosts Nottingham Forest. The Toffees have lost 2 of their last 3 at their new home, whilst Forest were winners here on Merseyside just 2 weeks ago. That was 3-0 at Liverpool. Victory today would make it 3 wins from their last 3 away Premier League games, and it would mean a happy return for Sean Dyche against his former club. It's Everton and Nottingham Forest.
Cass, how do you feel about this one? Both teams got good 1-0 wins this week.
Nottingham Forest. Yeah, I mean, look, Sean Dyche has dragged Nottingham Forest up to 16th because they were in serious trouble. You know, they were a side that you'd have a lot of concerns about. And, Sean Dyche has a particular way. It's effective. And when it works really, really well. And I think it's what he's done. Forest needed saving because when you're in the bottom 3 and then you're adrift, he had to get results quickly, and he has. Mm-hmm. So fair play to him.
Absolutely. Also, good win for Everton.
Yeah.
Good moment for Jack Grealish.
After the defeat as well that they had at, I was always saying Goodison, but the Hillwood. What is it?
Hill Dickinson.
I just can't get that name.
Because I keep saying the Hill Dickinson Stadium.
Hill Dickinson Stadium.
No, it's Hill Dickinson. You can't say.
I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a stadium name. It's just like Hill Dickinson Stadium.
Everton fans, if you would.
And I'm sure it's fabulous.
Hammer cast for that.
Yeah, well, it's got to have a stadium. I know it's their rival, but Anfield is a historic place.
Well, it'll
get going down names.
We need to get used to saying it more and more and more, right? Yeah. In time, it'll start to feel more normal.
I just think of Goodison. That's sorry, but anyway.
Okay, no, that's absolutely.
I'm sure it's fabulous because I'm going to go there soon. So
they'll welcome you, I'm sure, with open arms.
The Hill Dickinson.
Look out from that, too, guys.
It sounds like what's the antique show? The Hill Dickinson Stadium. I don't.
Updates from 2:30. Don't forget we've got Forest game in the Europa League as well. Away against Utrecht on 5:45 on Thursday, live over on talkSPORT 2. Now, get the kettle on, people. Settle down because it's time now for this.
A cappuccino with Cascarino on talkSPORT. Yummy.
Right, so today we're talking about the legendary George Best.
Yes.
20th anniversary.
Well, I only wanted to say because I was listening to a conversation in midweek and it was from Simon Jordan. I think we've got that, Sam, haven't we? That we got that piece, that clip of Simon talking about the greatest ever. And I'll tell you a quick little interesting story before we get there. George Best. George Best was an absolute legend in the UK and Ireland. Absolutely right for all what he achieved. I was in after World Cup '98. I'm in the Nuntsy. We had like a communal jacuzzi cum bath, okay? And then we had all players from all different parts of the world. We had Algerian players, Moroccan players, obviously French, South American players, and they're all talking about the greatest players. They all are having a conversation, the greatest players. And the names that came up were Pele, obviously. Obviously, France won in 98, so Zidane was mentioned. Maradona was mentioned. The Brazilian Ronaldo was mentioned. And Eusebio was another one that was mentioned. And I sat there, listened, and they said to me, asked me a question, who did I think? And I said, well, George Best was an incredible player in English football. I know it's back in time and you get nostalgia, but what a player he was. And none of them knew George Best. George Best was, who? That was and I was shocked.
Yeah.
I said, George Best was this winger that would take people on. He'd humiliate people when he got on the ball. He could do that to some of the best pros at the time around. They didn't know anything about George Best.
Wow.
Not even, Bobby Moore, yes. Bobby Charlton, yes. But the greatest player, or supposedly the greatest player that ever played for Man United, never played international football in a World Cup.
Never got to a World Cup.
So because he never got to international football, you just don't get put on that
radar.
top table.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be unfair, and there'll be people listening and saying who've watched George Best, and to them he was the greatest ever. But I'm sitting in a bath with all these different players from all different backgrounds who had never, ever heard of George Best.
Wow. And
to us, that seems amazing. And it did to me at the time. I remember thinking, they don't even know George Best, but the European final when Man United won it, to me, that was extraordinary. And yet to them was like, they just dismissed it as, they've never even heard of him. Gerd Muller got mentioned, in 1974 winning the World Cup, and what a great striker he was. All these players have got mentioned. George Best, no one had heard of.
I mean, last week was the 20th anniversary of George Best passing, and that's why all of these tributes and memories were brought up again of George Best, even though he's always held in high regard and conversation. He's one of the best players that...
Absolutely. UK and Ireland, he is held of the highest esteem, rightly so. But you can also add in the length of his career, because really George was washed up by sort of 26-ish. His time, he'd served 11 years at Manchester United, and he'd gone through some rough spells off and on the field, and he quit football, and then obviously ends up playing in America. But, in a league that was very unknown at that time, people would go there for a few extra quid just to play. But George was basically washed up. I mean, I remember watching him. One of my first games I ever went to was at Fulham when George played there with Rodney Marsh and Bobby Moore. Honestly, even to this day, when I hear the name George Best and I think of him as one of the greatest of all time, and then I reflect back to being in this jacuzzi chatting to players, and not one of them had heard of him.
Yeah.
In all different countries, because we had a very diverse club at that time with players coming from everywhere. And no, South Americans never heard of him. Algerian, Moroccans, no, never heard. French players never heard of George Best.
Boy from Belfast, and
yeah.
I mean, you watch back his clips, and also just, the way he looked as well. He
was
huge part of what
poster boy, wasn't he? He's a poster boy,
a complete poster boy,
and unique, and winning the European Cup as it was then, and the way he did things, and he could, like I said, he could humiliate players.
You think as
with
well,
his ability.
With the 20th anniversary of the passing of George Best, if Northern Ireland also made it in that same year too, World Cup, it's the chance for them to become heroes.
Well, he was never part. Obviously, by '82, he was washed up. George, I think he was out in America by '82, and that was it. So the first time, Northern Ireland got there, and the famous performances in 1982, what they showed, who'd have beaten Spain in Spain.
Yeah.
George was never seen on that platform. So the reason why George is never put there around the rest of the world, even though one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Pele, said the best player he'd ever played against was George Best.
Yeah. He said it at a dinner apparently one night in New York.
The most gifted, Pele's words were that, and who are we to argue with Pele?
Yeah.
And yet I'm sitting in this jacuzzi and no one knows him. Still to this day.
Just madness, absolute madness. And if you don't now, go and Google it, lads, all right? Get on YouTube. Great story. That was Cappuccino with Cascarino.
A cappuccino with Cascarino on talkSPORT. Yummy.
More to come for you next week. And now it's time for this competition. Oh, yeah. talkSPORT. We're all over it. We've got non-stop comp after comp, giveaway after giveaway. We're feeling like Santa. We've teamed up now with pitch experiences to bring you an all-out VIP experience at the PDC World Darts Championship at the Ali Pali on the 23rd of December. This is like bucket list for me, Cass. I really want to go to the Ali Pali in the build up to Christmas.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
No, never been to the Ali Pali.
Oh, I'd love to go. I'd love to. You and 3 mates could be going, all thanks to us. Living at large, platinum seats, fine dining, a complimentary bar, Bosch, and exclusive access to the 501 lounge with Russ, the Voice, Bray. And then you're going to go to a prime table for the best view in the house as the darts drama unfolds. But I'm sure after the complimentary bar, you're not going to be watching a lot of darts, but you'll be having fun. It's an unforgettable day at Ali Pali just ahead of Christmas. Here's how you can get involved. For your chance to win, text DARTS, DARTS, to 83338. Texts are £2 plus your one standard network rate, or call 0343 421 7508. That's 0343 421 7508. You can call that number. The lines close at 4 o'clock on the 18th of December, and then you'll need to answer your phone if it rings that day for your chance to win. It's 18 plus, UK residents only. For your chance to win, text DARTS, DARTS, to 8333. Now, this is a network promotion. Full terms and conditions as ever on our website at talksport.com. And we're at day 3 of the Ashes. Play just getting back underway. John Norman, our cricket editor, is with us now. John.
Yeah, good morning to you. Well, it's been another session that's gone the way of Australia, unfortunately. 450 for 8. England, especially after those early successes this morning, they would have been expecting, let alone praying or wanting to be batting by now. But unfortunately, Australia have managed to bat out the session. There's more than one reason why that's a bad thing for England. Obviously, it means that they are further ahead in terms of the runs. The lead now is 116, and that could be a decisive one. That could be a match-winning one. The other reason, of course, is that they've batted in the best period of the day, in the Brisbane sun for 2 hours, and forced England's bowlers to toil away. And what that also means is that, of course, it's going to go from day to night in this session, and England almost certainly will be batting at what is known as the most difficult time to do so. So it's all stacked up against England, unfortunately. They did pick up the 2 wickets, the first one for Gus Atkinson in the series. His bowling has been better than that, and one for Ben Stokes as well. But Mitchell Starc is 4 away from 50. Scott Boland has stuck around. The one thing I will say is this pitch, despite the pink ball and the reputation that the Gabba has, it hasn't really done that much. So England will look at that and think, well, you know, Scott Boland can stick around. Well, so can we. But boy, oh boy, is it going to be tough from England from here. 450 for 8 then, a lead of 116. And England just desperately need these last 2 wickets and to get out there batting.
John, thank you. Looks absolutely baking there just now as well.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll keep you posted on that. 450 for 8, what?
Mitchell Starc, he's got 46. You know, he's renowned as a bowler, and he had faced 99 balls and got 46 runs. So he's doing a job at the end. It looks like it's going to be a really tricky day for England.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll keep you posted on everything from the Ashes Day 3 here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we'll get into today's back pages. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Morning.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Good morning, it's the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT with Shebahn Aherne and former Celtic striker Tony Cascarino. League 2 side Salford City reached the third round of the FA Cup for a second successive season with a 4-0 upset against League 1 club Leyton Orient at the Peninsula Stadium. Promotion chasing Middlesbrough inflicted an emphatic defeat on Hull City after scoring 4 first half goals. Magic, and Man City host Sunderland at the Etihad this afternoon. So who else could we send but our Manchester correspondent, who happens to also be a Mackem?
I'm Mickey Gray, heading to the Etihad for Manchester City against Sunderland. To put this game into perspective, since 2021, City have won 3 Premier Leagues, the Champions League, Super Cup, FA Cup, Community Shield and the FIFA Club World Cup, while Sunderland achieved promotion from League 1 and 3 years later, promotion to the Premier League through the playoffs. 5 points separate these two sides, sitting 2nd and 6th after 14 games. Who comes out on top? It's Manchester City against Sunderland.
Mickey Gray, thank you. Looking forward to all of the updates for you in GameDay Live here on talkSPORT. We're going to get into today's back pages now. Sam Stevens is with us. Good morning.
Yes, very good morning. I enjoyed the torture that was the World Cup draw yesterday. I mean, it went on forever, didn't it?
Yes.
It went on, I was thinking poor Adrian and Stuart and Charlie in the studio and Alan Pardew were going to be there all night, to be honest.
Yeah, Steve Clark said it. He went, it was good when we got to the draw.
Yeah. That's just
I enjoyed the music.
Did you? You
I
and
did.
Nicole
What,
Scherzinger fan?
people?
Village people at the end, and you had Lauren Hill.
Nicole.
Didn't you?
Yeah, Lauren Hill, yeah,
she,
classic.
She was on, and Boccelli.
Big bro.
Boccelli was, yeah.
Andrea Bocelli. Yeah,
Bocelli, yeah.
He sang
Boccelli.
he sang for Leicester, didn't he? When they
I'm
won the
getting
league?
names wrong. today.
Boccelli.
Yeah, no, but yeah, Lauren Hill was good.
Yeah, tremendous.
But it was long.
It was rather long.
I had a Christmas movie on with the kids. Had the live update on my phone. That's how I did it.
Did you?
Little tip for 4 years later, lads.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's how it's
I
done.
said, kids, we're going to watch the World Cup draw. They go, Mum, we hate you. You're the worst. Sorry, crack on, Sam. What's the papers?
Of course, you listened on talkSPORT for the whole show, Shebahn, is what you obviously called. No,
I didn't.
No, obviously not. Anyway, talking of Manchester, Mickey Gray is at City today. Let's talk about the other half of Manchester. Man United, I'm afraid to say. But Scholes, Mainu being ruined by United. This is all over the papers, actually. It's making all of the red tops and the broadsheets as well today. Manchester City legend Paul Scholes says homegrown talent Kobbie Mainoo is being ruined by the club and he should leave. Scholes took to Instagram to vent his anger at the handling of the 20-year-old, saying it was bull that the midfielder could not get a game for a team that can't control a game of football. Ruben Amorim said he considered Mainoo a starter despite having played him from the start just once all season. But after the United head coach left Mainoo on the bench again on Thursday night when trying to hold on to a 1-0 lead against West Ham, Scholes had seen enough. He said the kid is being ruined, not playing in a team that can't control a game of football. Hates seeing homegrown players leave, but it's probably best for him now. Enough is enough. Alex Crook was very strong on this yesterday. Cass as well. He said that he thinks it's a dereliction of duty by Ruben Amorim not to play Kobbie Mainoo. It is definitely a far from ideal situation, this, I think, as far as United fans are concerned. Where do you stand on it in terms of what's next for Kobbie Mainoo?
For me, an 18-year-old, which he was when he first got in the team, you nurture him. You're trying to make him become a better player. And all I've seen is witnessed him go backwards. Mm-hmm. Now, United fans might tell me, well, he's partly to blame because his performances haven't been up to scratch. But he's an 18-year-old kid. He's not going to be, a player that's going to be ready-made. Now he's, 20?
No, he's 20, yeah.
Yeah, now he's 20. Over that 2 years, you've seen a decline of a player. And that was why I think Amorim should be looking to try and solve some of the problems for this young man that makes him a better player. That's your duty as a coach. Your duty and first port of call is always to try and get more out of someone, improve them. And unfortunately, Cobby's gone backwards. And his future does look elsewhere, which is a shame because you've seen United players go elsewhere and become a better player. Obviously, McTominay's the standout one, but others have done that before.
So many. Yeah. There's so many.
And that wasn't the way. The way at Old Trafford would be they become a better player here, not elsewhere.
It's part of the remit, I think, of a United manager to nurture young talent.
Absolutely.
And to make sure they're fostered. I don't know about you, Shebahn, but I feel like with the Rashford situation when he left the club, because Amorim sort of took the hard line approach, you kind of think it's disappointing because he's kind of came through the club, one of our own kind of thing, but yet you kind of understood that he needed to part ways.
Yeah.
Garnacho, similarly, although I was a bit disappointed about that situation because I thought he could have been maybe given another chance. But this one really is devastating, isn't it? If this ends up Maino having to leave to further his career.
It makes you wonder, has something happened? Has there been a conversation? Has he not presented the right attitude towards Amorim? Has something gone on that we don't know about? But from what you hear about Kobbie Mainoo, he's a hard-working young boy.
Yeah.
He's got the right people around him. I know somebody who used to be his teacher very, very recently, said he was a lovely young boy, just a nice boy, the kind of kid that you want to teach.
Do you think he's got lost? It feels like that's...
Or Amorim's just not having him?
Well, because he's not having him.
I don't know why, though.
He's got lost at Manchester United. And the manager doesn't see a solution with him in the team, quite clearly. So
yeah, you're dealing with big personalities, I suppose, at Manchester United. Sometimes maybe lacking in personality of late. Does he go missing as a young 20-year-old lad? But you played in the Euros final for England, you know, not so long ago. How come now at age 20 it's dropping off? Did something happen? Has something occurred? But as Cass mentioned there, if Kobbie Mainoo is to leave Manchester United in the summer or sooner, maybe in January, and he goes on to flourish elsewhere, we've got a real problem on our hands here, because you should be really kind of moulding the future of Manchester United. He's come through the ranks, he's come through the academy. You should almost be kind of breeding a captain.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Why are you not making it work?
Well, he's not 25.
Yeah.
He's still,
young
from
boy,
18 to 20, he's still a very young man at 20. So you'd like to think he had a big future at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
but it doesn't feel like that today.
I know the environment's totally different, but I feel like the way that Pep managed Phil Foden through those years, where he gradually integrated him to the team more and more, and you thought, I think one thing you didn't want with Kobbie Mainoo is to play too much football too early, and all of a sudden he's completely burned out, and he's got the sort of virus that's afflicted the club over all these years. But surely the time now is to sort of gradually introduce him as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, I've seen a lot online about this, especially this week, Sam, about the Kobbie Mainoo situation. A lot of Man United fans are concerned about it and really understand, you know, hearing Scholes is speaking about it as well. You know, why is this not working out? What's going on? And we all know these legends are linked to the club. They have their sources. They understand what's going on behind closed doors. So if something had happened, I'm pretty sure we would have heard about it now.
Yeah.
Whereas it seems like he's going about his business, but the manager's just not having him, and that feels sad as well. Yeah. Sam, thank you very much. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. On the way, we'll look ahead to the second round of the FA Cup and speak to the chairman of a side looking to pull off a giant killing this afternoon.
Dear kitmen, we see you, we appreciate your work. While some fans reckon it's just hanging up shirts in dressing rooms, we know it's so much more. A football team's kit is its identity, its uniform, what sets it out from the rest. But it doesn't clean itself. That's not just the shirts, it's the shorts, the socks, the training gear, the boots, the other bits we sort out behind closed doors. Who's the one digging around in that smelly, stinky laundry basket at full time? Yeah, it's the kit man. They have a lot to work on in a week, from laundry, fixing damaged kit, repairing holes, cleaning boots. Then they pack the van and take everything they need off to the stadium, ready for game day. They don't get a lot of help when they get in the ground too. Kitmen are the ones unloading a full squad's worth of boots, kit, medical bags, and all the bits the players and coaches will need between the start of the day and switching off the floodlights at the end of the day. First thing they do is organise each player's kit, make it easily accessible in order to avoid any dramas on match day. Once everything's in the right place, it's into the dressing room, lay everything out, put players' nameplates on the right locker, all the things you don't even think about on a match day. Once the players arrive, if anything needs doing, they call the kitman. In the meantime, it's on the kitman to help set up for the warm-up. The coaches don't always have time to lay out all the cones and put the balls in those weird triangle piles you see. As the warm-up is underway, the kitman then becomes a glorified ball boy, chasing stray shots and passes, making sure they aren't lost in the crowds. They eventually do the tidying up too, getting everything off the pitch before kick-off and assist the ground staff with any last-minute things they may need. After that, it's last call for the players. Then, at kick-off, they can breathe a sigh of relief for a few minutes, sit back and watch the game, enjoy the fruits of their labour. At half-time, check everyone's okay and everything's as it should be, and then wait for full-time. Once the final whistle's gone, it's time to pack everything down, get the stuff that needs to be washed in the laundry, pack up the van, back to the training ground, and ready to do it again next week. Of course, each club differs, and different staff members will have different responsibilities, but we pay tribute to all of those who do it, whether it's the glitz and glamour of the Premier League or a cold Tuesday night in Stoke.
Good morning, this is the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT with Shebahn Aherne and Millwall Hall of Famer Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Coming up today, England take on Croatia, Ghana and Panama in Group L at the World Cup as Thomas Tuchel looks to bring it home. Calm down. The England manager said he's excited for the tournament but urged his side to take it one game at a time.
Difficult, first of all, to win the group. This is the challenge. This is what we want to do, to qualify for knockout football, and then we go step by step.
Yeah, just baby steps, everyone, okay? And let's settle down. Already in the back pages today, you've got your route to the final mapped out. Got to enjoy it, that's true. Scotland, meanwhile, have been drawn against Brazil in a glamour time, Morocco and Haiti. We'll have all of the reaction to the World Cup draw coming up this hour. Today, in form, Aston Villa host top of the table Arsenal, looking to close the gap to within 3 points of the league leaders. So, are you title contenders, Unai Emery?
We are very happy how we are progressing, how we are competing, how we are getting points. tomorrow is a really huge test with the level they have. Hopefully we can fantastic match and playing well.
And talkSPORT's Ben Jacobs has been catching up to the US President Donald Trump. They've had a little chat. He's optimistic about America's chances next summer.
Well, I think so. I think a lot of people feel they have a little bit of a shot. It's pretty stiff competition, but I would say they would have a small chance.
And yeah, Ben Jacobs did ask him for some of his tanning tips. All of everything you need to know coming up this weekend, including updates from the Ashes. We'll look ahead to the day's sport, including the Premier League and the EFL. Lots on the agenda. As always, you're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. You ever worn fake tan? Like, have you ever had a wee go, just a wee gradual number? Because Jo is like she's really into her style. She's beauty, right?
Yeah, she loves. Yeah, she works.
So she ever gone, right, use this moisturiser? It's got a tip.
Yes, she's done all of that on me. Yeah, she's tried to.
You're a guinea pig.
But yeah, no, I don't really do. I'm not the creams more so than I used to. You know, just body moisturiser and things like that.
You've got to do it, Cass.
Yeah, I know. She tells me all the time. She says you don't want to be an old crab, do you? Yeah. You know.
Do you know who I'd love to just get a wee bit of Botox? Just a wee bit, Alan Brazil, because he's got beautiful eyes, hasn't he? He's got big sparkly eyes.
Yeah.
Just a wee.
Well, men are doing way more than they used to. Yeah, but by a long way. Does your other half, Jamie?
Yeah.
He takes. I mean, the first person I really noticed it was Dennis Wise at Chelsea.
Does he? So he looks.
Dennis was always putting creams on himself. You know, putting on moisturiser, face creams, and Dennis was unreal for it. This is going back into when I first joined Chelsea, '92. Dennis was one of the first that I've never seen someone put on so much on his body.
And he looks young.
Dennis
looks great. Do you know, my mum, what I remember of my mum, well, God bless her, she's still with us. Everyone, she's still in Drumchapel, my dear mum. But she does her skin routine religiously morning and night.
My
She's never had a thing wrong. Everyone thinks mum and I are sisters. Yeah. And I'm up to my lugs and Botox.
Well, I like the line with my missus. I might have said just before, where she gets up in the morning because she does all the creaming and everything, and she looks around and says, "Oh, my bum's drooping a bit," blah blah blah, and then says one thing after another, and I say, "At least your eyes are okay."
Shocking from you. Remember, it's Christmas. Just remember that.
Yes, I know. I get reminded of it every day.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm all for it. Simon Jordan's got to be using the tinted moisturiser.
Oh, yes, most definitely. Yeah. Well, look, men do way much more. Now it's,
Oh, we're all for it. We welcome it with open arms. Let's focus on the Championship today. talkSPORT brings you 2 live commentaries this afternoon. Derby take on Leicester at 12:30. East Midlands showdown, then league leaders Coventry away at Ipswich at 3 o'clock. I wonder how many of you fans heading there have tinted moisturiser on this morning. Tell us. Leicester have slipped to 6 behind second place Middlesbrough, while Derby are trying to steady themselves after 2 defeats in 3. As for the title race, Ipswich have taken just 1 point from their last 2, and Cov are looking to stretch their 12-point cushion over third placed Millwall. Really, I'm thinking of all the calculations as it goes. Yeah. Cass, you see Marty Cifuentes surviving the season?
It's a tough one. Very tough. Especially, Millwall have been flying, haven't they, of late? They've had some really big results. And look, Coventry, Middlesbrough won last night, didn't they? 4-1 against Hull away. Big result for them last night. But it's difficult. Leicester's had a really tricky season, haven't they?
Yeah.
They just can't seem. Sheffield United, they were 3-0 up there. Was it last weekend? And then got pegged back to 3-2. But again, another loss.
Yeah.
So it's difficult for them.
Leicester legend Robert Huth is going to be with us later on in the show. So you've got Derby against Leicester 12:30 on talkSPORT 2. 3 o'clock is Ipswich against Coventry, and it's time now for this. It's the time of the day where we speak to the fans and the figures heading to a game today on our trips of the week. This morning we're with Buxton FC. They take the lofty trip to Cheltenham for an FA Cup second round tie, looking for a giant killing. Buxton are 13th in National League North, 2 divisions below today's opponents, who sit 22nd in League 2. It's one of 14 second round ties today, as the clubs involved look to set up the opportunity of a plum tie against a big Ed round 3. So how are the clubs feeling ahead of such a massive game? Let's speak to their chairman of Buxton FC, David Hopkins. Good morning, David.
Hi, David.
Yeah, good morning, both.
Good morning.
How are you? When I first saw your name, David, I'm thinking, David Hopkins, I played with at Chelsea and obviously played for Crystal Palace as well. You're not him. You've took on a club, as in Buxton, in the Northern Conference. Tell us how difficult. I mean, of late, I've seen you've had a pretty poor run, but you're hoping for different fortunes today, I'm sure.
Yeah, obviously had a fantastic run in the FA Cup. The league's been a bit of a roller coaster. We went on a sort of 10-match running spree, and then we hit a little bit of a wobble. I've got to say that the FA Cup probably hangs over us a little bit. It's such an iconic tournament and so massive for the town that probably in the back of everyone's mind for the last few weeks. So it's good to get today here, and let's see if we can do it.
Well, it's so common, isn't it, David, with the FA Cup that, you know, conference teams, that bonus of added incentive of money that allows manager to have a bit more money or yourself to give to a manager to buy or make a couple of changes when necessary. That's how important the FA Cup can be.
Yeah, it's massive, and just the spotlight it shines on the club. And we've been lucky the last 5 years. This is last 5 seasons. This is our third time in the second round, but previous 2 times we've fallen at this hurdle. So we're really hopeful, like you were saying, to get that just one more and get in the hat for that with all the big boys. It's very exciting, definitely.
I mean, you say it's huge, like you say, for the town and all of the build up this week. Do you feel the pressure as the chairman, David?
I think more try and enjoy the ride. I'd say we've been in it a few times before. You know, you just want to stay. You're not going to win the FA Cup, are you? So you just really want to stay in it as long as you can. I think I've learnt over the years to try and enjoy. You know, you've got to take the highs and the lows, haven't you? Because football's very, very good at kicking you quite quickly, isn't it? So, but also it gives you amazing memories, which we've already had in the FA Cup. So no, not too bad. I'm sure come 3 o'clock, it'll be my tummy will be twitching a little bit. Yeah.
David, do you sometimes think you're a little bit bonkers? Because I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it in a nice way, because you take on so much at the local football club that, you know, and expectation, people get upset when they lose. It's their club, you know. And I always feel for chairmen and owners sometimes where they get so invested in something and that's driven, but also there's the consequences of how hard it can be.
Yeah, I think I definitely respect the fact that we carry a lot of people's dreams and wishes, but also at Buxton, we've sort of done quite well the last few seasons. I feel like, you know, probably taking the club on a journey it's not been on before. So I think there are other clubs, even in our league, where probably the pressure's on them a little bit more. Their fans expect to be in the Football League, or some no disrespect as Buxton, but some bigger clubs. So I think most of the time I feel that, you know, much appreciated by the fans for what we're trying to do at the club. We've gone full time. We've invested a lot, and you know we have got ambitions and hope. We're not on the end of the journey, but of course at a football club you've got, you know, there's so much more going on as well, and that's probably why we first got drawn to the club. You know, all the community stuff, all the different facets that go on at a football club. But ultimately, we're all judged a little bit by how probably the men's first teams do more than anything, aren't we? So I do know what you mean, but we try to enjoy the ride. We try to enjoy the ride, and certainly don't separate myself from the supporters. And I know, you know, good times and bad times, we try and stick together.
What would the dream be, David?
Well, I was asked that yesterday, and if I'm honest, I can dance around it, but win today, Man United away in the third round.
Fair play.
That's spot on. Yeah, I actually drew out Exeter a number of seasons back, and when they were in financial trouble, and I got so many lovely messages from Exeter fans because they got £1 million for the Man United game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that'd do, wouldn't it, David?
Yeah, it all helps, doesn't it?
Listen, David, you got a dream and enjoy the ride, as you say. Good luck to Buxton FC today. We're wishing you all the best.
Cheers, David. Bye-bye.
Take care of yourself, David Hopkins there, the chairman at Buxton FC.
Do you know what? It's incredible. Because when I wasn't trying to be rude there, you know, when you sometimes reflect and look at things and you think, this is such an hard gig.
Yeah.
You know, managing a club with... All clubs have expectations. Okay, theirs is different, but being a conference team, they've still got good support. And
smaller resources.
Yeah, and there's things that come with it.
It's tough, yeah, a lot of pressure. Okay, speaking of pressure, let's go down under now to Australia. John Norman with the latest to the Ashes.
Well, the latest is, as it has been for quite some time, England are up against it. 479 for 8, Australia. I mean, if you're just waking up now, surely even the most pessimistic of England cricket fans would have expected England to be batting by now, and they're not. And that's a huge problem for obvious reasons. 2 wickets falling, one second over of the day, or second over bowled by Ben Stokes in the day. Michael Neser caught behind for 16. When Alex Carey was dismissed for 63, the score then 416 for 8, and the lead just about manageable, hovering around 70. If England had taken the last 2 wickets, they'd be batting by now, and they would have, you would imagine, have eaten out quite a big portion of that deficit. But Australia have seen them off, and relatively comfortably. Mitchell Starc is 66 not out to go with the fifers he's picked up in 2 of the 3 innings so far that he's bowled, and Scott Boland is at 15 not out as well. England are really toiling. It's so hot in Brisbane. I mean, it's hot to be a fan, a spectator in Brisbane, I know, but to bowl out there for day after day and session after session and then come out and bat, it is so tough for England. And of course they're going to be batting in the worst conditions as well, so it's looking pretty bleak for England. But boy, does it look flat out there. Surely they could score some runs as well. We shall see, hopefully at some point today. 480 for 8 then Australia, a lead of 146.
John, thank you very much. The main thing is to stay hydrated throughout it all. More updates coming for you here on talkSPORT. And on the way next, are you teeing off with your mates very, very soon? Are you heading out to the golf course and leaving your family at home for the next 6 to 8 hours? Yeah, shame on you. 2 guys who do that and go viral for it are with us next on the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT.
And welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Banger! Good morning.
Love this. I remember this playing and a few of my pals dancing on the dance floor in a place, the Marlow Rooms in Sidcup, which is South London.
Oh, did you bust a move?
I went on a bit, but I'm not really a dancer, Shebahn.
When did this song come out?
I read about
What's the era?
78. I reckon about 78. Chic.
78.
So, see, Chic.
Well done, you've nailed it.
78, yeah.
1978.
Yeah, the Marlow Rooms in Sidcup.
Oh, take me back, he says. Take me back. We're playing this because talkSPORT's Alan Brazil has got a show coming up tonight over on Virgin Radio Anthems. You can swipe across the talkSPORT app. Al's got all of the tunes from the 70s and 80s, and then he'll talk about his memories of that era and what he was doing at that time. Yeah. What were you doing in 78 apart from being in the clubs?
I just started hairdressing.
I just love that. I just think that's magic.
Just started hairdressing in a place called JB's in Sandridge Park against South London. I went for an interview. My mum saw an ad in the paper, said, do you want to do it? And I wasn't really doing anything. I was working on the building site to a degree. Didn't really enjoy it. I was working on the Thames Barrier with my dad. And
love it.
6 o'clock in the morning up. Getting home at 8 o'clock at night, not for great money.
He's over it, guys. He's over it.
And by the way, and then went to hairdressing and I was getting £16 a week.
Oh my God!
£16 a week.
Slave labour over there, Cass. You bounced back. Don't worry, you made it big time in football if you just fast forward a few years. Alan Brazil on Virgin Radio Legends tonight from 6 o'clock. Swipe across on the talkSPORT app, and it's time now to dive into the world of social media. 2 golf fans taking Instagram and TikTok by storm, Dan and Danny. They love their golf. They front the So Bad It's Good golf channel. That's what it's called. They try to convince their wives that they deserve to get together and play golf. This sounds all so familiar in this studio. Here's the lads in action.
Oh, hey, you're back. Hey. Don't forget, I'm out all day tomorrow because I've got my spa day.
What? With this spa day that you've randomly put in the calendar?
Well, it's not random.
Well, what time will you be back, roughly?
I don't know. I'll be out until about dinner time. Probably.
Dinner? What the... Dan's messaging me saying, can we play golf tomorrow?
Well, no, you can't, can you? Because I'm out, aren't I?
I know, until dinner. I was just thinking, there's no need to thank me for looking after the kids tomorrow.
Oh, my God, I'm not going to thank you, Danny.
No?
I look after the kids on my own all the time, especially when you play golf, just like this morning. All you have to do is give them lunch and dinner.
And dinner? What do they even eat?
Oh, my God.
Dan and Danny are with us this morning on Weekend Breakfast.
That's
Morning,
brilliant.
lads.
Morning, how you doing?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Hello.
Yeah, been there myself. Mrs says, you going golf this morning? Oh, and it's wet and miserable. Oh, it's cold and miserable. That's the line. Cold and miserable. And I say, yeah, just like you, love.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. No, I wouldn't get away with saying that, I don't think.
Yeah, you need to get around to Cass's kitchen and do that. Guys, every time your video pops up, I share it on at my husband's Instagram. I always send it to him because it's so true. Like, you come in looking for this, I don't know, sympathy that you might not get to play golf 2 days in a row.
If we're getting sympathy from it, it's working an absolute treat because that's that's absolutely perfect. Yeah.
I think one of the biggest challenges is that trying to explain to people how long golf takes, isn't it? It's because if you say you're going, I'm leaving, I'm playing, I'm teeing off at 9:30, and will you be back for dinner? And it's people look at you, that's the whole day.
Yeah, you just got to convince them it's 9 hours, and then you're fine. You can have a couple of beers after as well.
Yeah, and it's the whole I'm jumping out to play golf as if that's like jumping to the shops for a pint of milk. It is such a, I mean, it's a sport that I would love to get into. Don't have the time because we've both got the kids, and then if he's at the golf, then who's looking after the kids? And that's something that your partners are involved in as well, which is just good fun. I mean, it relates to so many people who have these same bickerings at home with their partners.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's where we found a little bit of a niche in our content, that we massively playing on stereotypes of wanting to get out and play, and there's always like a barrier. But I must say, and this isn't because my wife's standing behind the camera with a baseball bat or anything like that, but I must say she is gold, to be fair. She's like our #1 fan with this, and she's so supportive. You'd never think it, would you? No. We're she is very supportive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got to ask a pair of you.
I said it.
Lads, blink twice if you need help.
Can I ask you both a question? Is there an element of they're actually quite delighted that you're both out of the house?
Say again?
Is there an element of them being quite happy you're both away from the house, either of your wives, partner?
Yeah, I reckon so. Maybe not for as long as we do, but yeah, I reckon for a few hours, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you suffer from the same problem, don't you, sometimes with your Jamie?
Well, that's it. I mean, to be fair, guys, when the kids were a wee bit younger, and honestly, I hated him. He knows that. But he used to go for his rounds of golf. They'd plan the Pider Cup, his weekend in May.
Oh, don't, the Ryder Cup,
36 of them go away to the Pider Cup. And he thinks that I care or have to be like happy for him. I'm like, you're leaving me with twins. Like, I hate you now.
I thought we were going to come on here and you were going to give us a bit of support. This is awful.
No, your channel's doing great. The content's great, but I'm still going to take the side of the wives that are stuck at home with the kids.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but the Ryder Cup is brilliant because I can remember having that conversation. Are you moving today? When the Ryder Cup was on. So not only when you go and play, you disappear, but when it's on, you literally sit for 3 days and don't move.
That's actually worse, isn't it? Watching golf is worse than playing golf. Like when the Masters is on, I do nothing for 4 days. I just sit on the sofa.
Yeah, that is pretty much. We actually did a little skit on that, didn't we? Of an opportunity of when it's on, you should be left alone for 3 or 4 days.
That's absolutely fair. And the channel's going really well, guys. You're getting a lot of response. A lot of people love what you're making at the minute.
No, thank you very much. I think, like we said, we kind of just want to try and play on a bit of a stereotypes. It's quite funny, some of the comments that we get through. I think some people think it is like real life. Sometimes we're filming live or something, but that they are sketches and we are playing on a stereotype.
And it is really good because you've got we've got people sending us pictures now, and where Danny sort of, with Sophie will go, you don't have to thank me. People send us pictures of their wives as they're walking out of the door with their golf club saying, you don't have to thank me. And it's just so funny.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Great stuff.
One of them that really stuck with me was when it was, Dan's in touch, the boys are playing again tomorrow, and he's just come in from golf, but I'm not going to play, I'm going to stay at home. And it's like you're almost wanting your wife to say, yeah, you can go and have another day at golf.
Do you know what? I've just thought of another scene. You know the one where you come in and I'm shattered.
Yeah.
You've been out all day.
3 hours. Guys, keep going strong. Thank you so much for coming on this morning. A lot of people love what you're making, and you can relate to so many men and women playing golf.
Yeah, great stuff.
No, you're very kind. Thank you so much for having us. Much appreciated.
Thanks for jumping on. Go and enjoy your round today. Sorry for keeping you late.
Yeah, it's not on. Yeah, we're going to miss the tee time now.
Teeing off in 10.
Good luck, guys. So Bad It's Good golf channel. You can get it now on TikTok.
What a great concept.
I know.
There's so much funny stuff around golf. That I can remember. You come in and you just sort of like, oh, well, you ran a bath. I'm going to have a bath. Because I just need to stretch out a bit.
Yeah.
I'm quite tired.
Well, when Jamie comes home and he's cold and wet from golf, I'm going to go and get a shower, and I think you're miles off it. Great stuff, though. Good content. Dan and Danny, thank you very much. Coming up next in the Weekend Breakfast, we're going to catch up with our European football expert, Kev Hatchard, about the World Cup draw. Good morning. The weekend breakfast on talkSPORT with me, Shebahn Aherne, and former Millwall and Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino. Some of your headlines: Middlesbrough smashed Hull City 4-1 last night to move 5 points clear of third placed at Millwall. Defending champion Judd Trump cruised into the semi-finals of the UK Championship with an impressive 6-2 victory over three-time winner Ding Junhui. We're just a day away from finding out who's this season's F1 World Champion. Looking forward to this. Lando Norris goes into the final race of the season in Abu Dhabi with a 12-point lead over Max Verstappen, with his McLaren teammate Oscar Piastri a further 4 points back. Live Motorsport also returns to talkSPORT 2 this afternoon as the Formula E World Championship gets started for a new season in Brazil. As ever, our motorsports reporter John Jackson is in the paddock ready to bring us live commentary later on today. John.
Yeah, what a weekend if you're a motorsports fan. On Sunday, we're going to decide the Formula One World Championship with 3 drivers going into that final race in Abu Dhabi in contention for the title. Not happened for a very long time. And interestingly, the driver who has finished third the last 2 times has ended up winning the championship. So could Oscar Piastri be our Formula One World Champion come Sunday? We'll have live updates on that from 1 p.m. on talkSPORT on Sunday afternoon. And you might see I'm back here in Sao Paulo in Brazil for the start of the brand new Formula E season. Every single race this year is going to be live across the talkSPORT network. It all starts later on today at 5 p.m. on talkSPORT 2. And if you like Formula One, you're going to love Formula E as well, because this is some of the closest racing you're ever going to see. We generally race on street tracks, so there's walls either side. So if you're a driver that likes to make mistakes, you're not going to cut it in Formula E. Everything is tight, tiny little margins. And I think this season there could be genuinely 10 different drivers that can win the World Championship. At the moment, we have a British World Champion, Oliver Rowland, driving for Nissan, who won last year in Berlin. This season, Could he win back-to-back titles? It's a possibility. Absolutely no idea what's going to happen. Here last year, one car ended up on its roof and a guy won from last on the grid. So anything can happen. I suggest you listen to it from 5 p.m. on talkSPORT 2 later on. And if you like what you see, you can check out more on the talkSPORT Driving YouTube channel. And of course, you can check out some of the opinions of some of the Formula E drivers on who they think is going to win the Formula One Championship tomorrow.
Very good. John Jackson, thank you very much for all of that. Don't forget commentary of the first round of Formula E on talkSPORT 2 today, and tomorrow updates for the all-important last round of the F1 in Abu Dhabi tomorrow afternoon from 1 o'clock here on talkSPORT. It's time now for a review of yesterday's FIFA World Cup 2026 draw. It was brought to you by the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van.
talkSPORT's FIFA World Cup 2026 draw review. Brought to you by the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van. Score a great offer to your Sprinter 906 right now. Get a fixed price for the Mercedes-Benz Service B. Terms and conditions apply.
Right, everyone, let's do a bit of this.
Fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for your men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the
Our live football commentator Alex Crook, our chief correspondent, cannot dance. Lucky he knows football, because he was dancing to this yesterday at the draw. He's got no skills, I'll give him that. Somebody who does, though, who can give us all the details of the draw yesterday, is talkSPORT's European football expert and honorary Village People member, Kev. I didn't write that. Kevin Hatchard is with us. Good morning.
Hiya, Kevin.
Good morning. Well, delighted to be added to the roster of the Village People, and long overdue.
Definitely the best
Crookie,
looking.
I mean,
Sorry.
well, it's very kind of you to say.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
But Crookie's an incredibly tall man. It's like a Wookiee. You're kind of asking a Wookiee to dance, so it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one.
A Wookiee. Kevin, I'll start here because I said earlier in the show to Shebahn, I was talking, said the groups and now they get sometimes exaggerated. I said, well, firstly, for Scotland, Brazil are nowhere near the Brazil of years gone by. And then I looked at England's group, and it's a tough group. Now, Croatia, some of the teams they played in their group phase, and, you know, the Faroe Islands, Gibraltar, Montenegro. You know, this isn't the Croatia team of 2018. They're not as good as that. You might tell me different, but I actually felt it's quite a comfortable draw for England.
Yeah, it's not as hard as it could have been. I would always have a healthy level of respect for Croatia because they've still got a lot of the experience and quality that they've had before. You look at guys like, you know, Luka Modric, who is still playing really well for Milan. The physical aspect is extraordinary when you think of the age that he is. You look at Ivan Perisic, he's another one that's been around forever, but he's still playing really well for PSV. Of course, they've just destroyed Liverpool at Anfield in the Champions League. Petr Sucic is one to watch because he's been playing really well for Inter in their midfield, and he's been a regular for them. So you would think he'd be in with the shot of playing. Livakovic is a decent goalkeeper. And Zlatko Dalic, the coach, you know, has pulled rabbits out of hats at these tournaments before. So that should be the toughest game. Ghana, I think, are a really interesting prospect. You know, I think that's not to be taken lightly, that game against Ghana. But yeah, England would be the favourites to win that group. And I think, given what Thomas Tuchel's been able to do so far, given the quality he has at his disposal, you've got to think that England are one of the favourites to win it.
Yeah, I mean, look, they are, as you said. I mean, Thomas Tuchel's never going to come on and say, oh, no, this is pretty comfortable, I'm happy with that. You know, I understand the Croatia argument. They are a very ageing team. And Ghana, like you said, a little bit unknown to most of us. Panama, I have no idea about. I really don't, Kevin, so you'd have to educate me on Panama. But I still think, looking at it, that you'd be really disappointed if England didn't win that.
Yeah, I think the Croatia game is probably going to be the one that decides that, whether England win the group with respect to the other nations. But I think Croatia are interesting. I still think they are a dangerous team. And the thing is, you only have to look at their track record in World Cups to tell you that. I mean, to get to the semi-finals. I mean, this is the thing that people forget is that it's quite a small nation with quite a small...
Less than 5 million, isn't it,
population. Kevin? Yeah. So for them to have done what they've done, And for us to expect them to go quite deep in tournaments now just shows you what they've achieved. And Mateo Kovacic, of course, has had injury problems for Manchester City, but he'd hoped to be back fit as well. So the quality and the experience is there. So for me, that is the game that will probably decide who wins that group.
Okay, so let's find a group, Kevin, and I'll give you the one that I wanted to ask you about, because when it was drawn, I thought France, Senegal and Norway, and obviously there's a qualifier to come from from that as well. I looked at that immediately, I thought, ooh, Senegal good. Norway, certainly with the two up front style that they play, they're an handful.
Yeah, that's the one that stood out to me as well, actually, because that is a stacked group already. And Norway are the wild card, and they're very top heavy in terms of you look at all the quality they have, and it is up top and out wide. You know, Ødegaard we know is a terrific midfielder when he's fit. The front two, Sørloth and Haaland, phenomenal. And obviously Haaland's one of the best strikers on the planet and could end up being one of the best strikers who's ever played the game. But then, you know, you look at the wide options as well. Oscar Bob, Antonio Nusa. Nusa, I think, is really developing at RB Leipzig. I watch him a lot in Germany. And I think he is improving all the time with more games. He was always seen as a real talent when he was in Belgian football, but I think he's taken a step. And it's going to be about whether the midfield and the defence can hold up. That's the truth of it. They're odd in that way, but the way they qualified, you know, they scored buckets of goals. They beat Italy comfortably twice, you know, 3-0 and then 4-1 away.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenal signal to send, really. And Ståle Solbakken, who's had a bit of stick in that role as Norway boss, has done a really good job. So, yeah, they're dangerous. Senegal, I mean, you look at some of the forward options they have, guys like Iliman and Jai. Nicholas Jackson isn't playing regularly for Bayern. He's part of that squad. But if they played a Champions League final tomorrow, Jackson wouldn't be in that first 11. He might come on, but he wouldn't be in that first 11. But, you know, he's got quality as well. And you look through that Senegal team and squad, and there's a lot of players with a lot of European experience, a lot of international experience. So, yeah, that's going to be a tough group.
I mean, just looking at Haaland's numbers, 55 and 48 games, I mean, it's just unbelievable. You know, it really, really is. I mean, Kev, stay with us, won't you? Because we're going to go into more detail of the draw in a couple of minutes. And we'll talk about Scotland as well, because you're the European football expert. That's something Steve Clark's happy with, is we've got no European teams kind of in there, countries to face. So stay with us, Kev Hartchard, and we'll do more of it in just a minute. Is that all right?
Yeah, lovely.
Cheers, Kevin.
So get the kettle on very quickly. Till we come back to you, let's get an update on the Ashes. talkSPORT's John Norman with us now. John, any better?
No, not really. Still, Australia's still batting. 496 for 9. I think they might declare, though, at some point, because they want to be bowling at England in these conditions, or the conditions that are fast approaching. England have been bowling for 113 overs and Australia 496 for 9. A lead of 162. And they've just batted so well throughout, apart from a crazy over yesterday when Cameron Green stepped away from the stumps so far he couldn't get his bat down in time to prevent a Bryden Cast Yorker from smashing middle stump, and then Steve Smith being caught athletically by Will Jacks at backwards square. It's just been an exercise in test match batting and patience, and essentially seeing England off. I mean, there's just been runs wherever you look, half centuries for Weatherald, Labuschagne, Smith, Carey, even Mitchell Starc, and runs everywhere else. The only batter not to get into double figures so far is Brendan Doggett, and he's at number 11, and even he's still there. He's 5 not out. Anyway, England will be batting at some point in this session. The shadows have almost covered the entire ground. The sun's dipping over the horizon, and we're reaching that period where it's very difficult to bat. And of course, England will be doing so against the new ball and against Mitchell Starc, who's already taken 16 wickets in 3 innings. So good luck, England, is all I'm saying, as steps away from the crease as Brendan Doggett and cuts this through vacant square, reaches the boundary, and that means that Australia reach 500. 502 for 9.
Blimey O'Reilly. John, Okay, back with you a little bit later on for that. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we'll get into more of the groups for the 2026 World Cup. Good morning.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
It's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT with Shebahn Aherne and former Millwall striker Tony Cascarino. You can switch on your smart TV if you want this morning. You're looking wonderful. You're looking baby in blue. What? What's that even mean?
Who's looking well?
You're baby in blue.
Oh, baby in blue?
Yeah.
I just put blue on this morning.
I know. Sorry, I'm tired. I've just smashed a Red Bull.
I know.
I'm hoping it'll give me a little perk me up. Arsenal
was it strap up for the next hour or so?
Strap yourselves then. The sugar's going to hit. Arsenal feel Christian Mosquera will miss at least 6 weeks to add to their defensive problems. The defender went off injured against Brentford midweek. Burnley midfielder Hannibal Mabry has been handed a 4-match ban and given a £15,000 fine after being found guilty of spitting at Leeds United fans in October. And the legend that is Kevin Sinfield has taken part in 7 ultra marathons in 7 days. This man is incredible. It's day 6. Here he is to tell us all about it.
Good morning, Shebahn and Tony. Kevin Sinfield here, and this morning we are in the beautiful city of Dundee. Yesterday we ran from Workington to Whitehaven through Cumbria on a day that really captured this year's theme of 7 in 7 together, bringing communities together to show their support for people living with MND. We hit our original target of 777,777, but please keep giving so we can continue to give hope and love to the MND community. We finish off on Sunday in Leeds, but first up is Dundee, and we're against the clock to make kick-off for Dundee versus Aberdeen. Thanks for all your support, guys.
Wow, some man that is. Wow. What a man.
Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely. Doing the things he does for, for charity and something he's very passionate about. Fair play.
Yeah, for his late mate as well, Rob Burrow. But the money that Kevin Sinfield has raised has now started to get, work on the ground now for building facilities, for building dedicated places towards, finding cures or more understanding about motor neuron disease. And he's been the front of that. He really has been. And I was just saying to you there about trying to get myself ready for the marathon next year. And I mean, 7 ultra marathons. It's not the first time I just say, honestly, what an incredible man. Text Kevin 10 to 70143 to donate £10. Cass, we'll do that now. Text Kevin 10 to 70143 to donate £10. That would be absolutely brilliant if you could do that if you can. Don't forget, Kevin Sinfield will be back on talkSPORT Breakfast Monday morning with Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoys to go through his latest monumental achievement. Good luck to you, Kevin Sinfield. And from one Kev to another marathon runner is Kev Hatchard.
Couch to 5K nearly killed me off, so absolutely not. I'd love to tell you that I can reach that bar, but I think Kevin Sinfield, in many ways, significantly better than me. I have to say.
Don't. Look, let's get to the Scotland group because Shebann's you've got to try and cheer her up. I've tried to say that Brazil, 5 times world champions. They won it in the USA in '94. I just don't think this Brazil team is even close to any of the great teams of before, which was, by the way, a really high bar.
Yeah, I'd agree. Right now, the one thing you would say is that Ancelotti's the X factor because...
Yeah, but we've got Steve Clarke.
Yes, of course you do. The greatest... You'd have to say now, wouldn't you? The greatest Scotland manager of all time.
But he is
I know he's gone
right,
past the great Craig Brown, who I had a lot of time for, but... to have got them to 2 Euros, to get them to a World Cup now, I think it's just a phenomenal achievement. I think with Brazil, you look at what Ancelotti was able to do with Real Madrid. Now, it's a different scenario, I grant you. But what it shows you is, A, he's politically smart, and you need to be if you're the Brazil coach. He can inspire young players, and he can find that right level of giving them autonomy, but trying to keep them within some kind of structure. He does have great quality at his disposal. The big question for me is what shape is Vinicius Junior going to be in come the World Cup? Because at the moment, Vinicius Junior's future at Real Madrid is very much up in the air. His contract has very little to run, really. End of next season, he's out of contract. And the noises coming out of his camp at the moment are that he's not considering signing a new deal with Real Madrid while his relationship with Xabi Alonso is as it is. So that's a bit of an unknown. I look at Morocco, and they are a dangerous team. They really are, because in a weird way, kind of just as dangerous. They can't be underestimated because they got to the semi-finals of the last World Cup. That never happened before with an African team. So they made history. Wally Regragui, who was the coach then, is still the coach now. In Achraf Hakimi, they have one of the world's best players right now. Certainly the world's best right back, you'd say. The job he's done at PSG has been phenomenal. But I look at some of the players that you wouldn't necessarily think of immediately, but there's loads of really technical players. I mean, I look at Bilal El Khanous, who people will say he was rubbish for Leicester when they went down last season, but he was in a really poor team that was struggling for any kind of confidence. And since he's come to Stuttgart in Germany, he's played really well. He's been one of their key players in a really attacking team. So, yeah, don't sleep on Morocco. They're a really good side.
Yeah, Haiti in there as well. But listen, I'm buzzing. I think it's amazing the fact that we've got this glamour tie against Brazil. Kev, we need to just quickly speak about the conditions as well, especially the sides on that will be playing in the West Coast. I mean, it's going to be searing hot.
Yeah, it's got to be a factor because, you know, you're going to have to be able to control games. You're going to have to be able to slow games down. There's going to be a lot of talk about whether the European teams can do it. I think they can.
Yeah.
I think if you look at England, actually, Thomas Tuchel can play some football that people look at and think is really boring, but it actually works a lot of the time. And there was a spell at Chelsea where they were incredibly controlled. I mean, he won the Champions League with Chelsea, and they didn't always play very exciting attacking football, but he got the job done. And I think he is the ultimate pragmatist, and he will look at this and think, right, we will prepare absolutely everything. And if there are spells where we have to keep the ball, we will. So it's a challenge for teams who aren't used to the conditions. Some of the players will have played at the Club World Cup, of course, in the summer. But yeah, I think smart coaches like Tuchel will already be thinking, how do we tiptoe our way through games and how do we use our squad?
Yeah, he's doing those hydration tablets, wasn't he, in one of the last
Well, the
camps
times of the
taken
games are important as well.
That as well.
You know, it's not just the climate. Because I mean, we played Mexico at 12 o'clock midday in Florida. It was 112 degrees.
Kevin Hatchard, our European football expert. As ever, thank you so much for that this morning. We appreciate you.
Cheers, Kevin.
Guys.
Go on, couch to
Thanks
5k. Chop, chop.
I'm only on week 5.
I've gone the other way.
5k to the couch.
5k to the couch.
5 times
I'm
a
there.
day.
Makes sense.
Kev,
I
thank
might
you.
go along with that.
That was our review of the FIFA World Cup 2026 draw, brought to you by the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van, celebrating 30 years of opening doors for businesses. For the latest fixed price service offer, search Sprinter Service B now.
talkSPORT's FIFA World Cup 2026 draw review. Brought to you by the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van. Score a great offer to your Sprinter 906 right now. Get a fixed price for the Mercedes-Benz Service B. Terms and conditions apply.
So, it's 12:30 for you today here on talkSPORT. Aston Villa take on Arsenal in the Premier League. We're going to speak to former Villa winger Tony Daly next on the show.
Thomas Tuchel's busy trying to bring glory back to England for the first time since '66. But how did he get here? Well, from the sleepy town of Krumbach via some giants of European football, here's his journey to Wembley. Sitting around 60 miles west of Munich, Krumbach's population is less than 14,000 people. But Tuchel's friends there remember a boy whose ambitions lay far beyond the Bavarian community. His will to win was evident early. Tuchel often captained his youth football teams, and his school side lifted the national German football trophy in 1987. The sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League, as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new manager.
I always wanted to come back to England. That was my big goal. I have the best memories of the country, of the league and of the players. The attitude towards the game, the attitudes from the supporters.
Well, here's hoping Tuchel can finally drag England over the line at a major tournament.
Good morning to you. Welcome to the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT with Shebahn Aherne and former Marseille striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Coming up for you, England, of course, will take on Croatia, Ghana and Panama. In Group L at the World Cup, as Thomas Tuchel looks to bring it home this summer, the England manager says he's excited for the tournament, but urged his side to take it one game at a time.
We need to be prepared to travel a lot. The biggest focus and the most important thing is that we focus on the group and don't get distracted in thinking too far ahead.
I think social media admin should take it one step at a time as well. You've already got your route to the final mapped out, England fans. Scotland, meanwhile, have been drawn against Brazil. Easy. Morocco, Scoosh and Haiti will bring you every game next summer here on talkSPORT, and we'll know all the venues later on today as well. In the Prem, Manchester City take on Sunderland at the Etihad at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Despite conceding 4 in their victory against Fulham, Pep Guardiola said he wasn't too concerned about their defensive displays.
But we believe we can do better. Lose what we are is create chances and goals, because we are built the team for that. I saw the game and had the feeling, the diagnosis, what you have to do. And the players will know it today.
You think he's concerned?
Not really, no.
Okay. Updates on that game and every game from 2:30 here on talkSPORT this afternoon. And our very own Ben Jacobs was mixing with the stars and the US President Donald Trump on at the red carpet yesterday at the World Cup draw. He's optimistic about America's chances over the summer too.
Well, I think so. I think a lot of people feel they have a little bit of a shot. It's pretty stiff competition, but I would say they would have a small chance.
Okay, and more updates on where you can get his fake tan later on the show as well. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Good morning. Okay, coming up for you today, Cass. Newcastle, Burnley. Burnley struggling. Newcastle drew with Spurs. Leeds, Liverpool. Spurs, Brentford as well. The Thomas Frank derby. That should be an interesting one.
Yeah, well, it'll be a lot of tension in that one because obviously Thomas Frank's with the home record of Spurs this season, not been good, taking on his former club. Keith Andrews would like to go there and try and get, some sort of result. That's a tough day for Thomas Frank, and especially if his team don't play well.
How are you feeling about Liverpool currently? We've not really had
dreading it.
Yeah.
Dreading Leeds today. So many people keep saying to me things that I just don't see. You've got to have evidence. So looking at a football team and watching Liverpool this week in midweek, just how they played and just against Sunderland, too many players are off their game. And even with changes, I mean, Isaac has really been on the fringe of every game I've watched so far. And don't get me wrong, he's not a scapegoat in any shape or form because the service to him has been really poor as well. There are about 4 or 5 major problems wrong with the team at the moment. And it's costing them dearly. They were very fortunate to get away with a draw. Sunderland had an amazing chance to win it.
Do you think the Isak signing unsettled the dressing room possibly?
I don't know. What I do know, I've seen this often enough in football, when you have a player that you turn to that's, he's been speculation all summer of him moving, it doesn't quite happen, and then you get him at the end of the summer and he's not up to speed. That's clearly Isaac. And he's not got going yet. Mm-hmm. Not got going.
Yeah. Also, we've got a cracker today at 12:30. Aston Villa take on Arsenal. Victory for Villa would move them to within 3 points of Mikel Arteta's side, while Arsenal look to extend their 5-point lead at the top. Today, we've been having this discussion whether it's possible that Unai Emery and Aston Villa are in for a title charge as well, and maybe pulling off a shock result today. I don't know if it would be that much of a shock if they're to beat Arsenal today. Let's look ahead to that one with former Villa and England winger Tony Daly. Good morning, Tony.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Kaz.
How are you?
Very well, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, good. I'm really happy to talk to you, Tone. It feels like a long time. When you were top of the table, 1990, I joined and I took you to second. Well, we had a chance of winning the title.
Oh no, very harsh on yourself. Yeah, it was a tremendous run. We just couldn't get through as a squad, and the team couldn't peak. It was simple as that. Pressure got to us.
Yeah, I loved it. Honestly, Tone, I was gutted when I left the Villa. Great football club, and look, tell us, Tone, how you see it with the Villa today, because I was talking earlier about, this 2025 Villa have had a lot of wins, only one less than Arsenal. Looking at the team and how they've developed from the early days of this season where they couldn't score a goal and looked like Unai Emery had a real issue with a team of how to get it together. But boy, it's so different today, Tone.
Yes, Kaz, as you said there, the start of the season was so poor. I think we hadn't scored in the first 4 games, collecting 2 points after 5 games. And then since then, it's been absolutely sensational. And amongst the great players Villa have, they've been really, really resilient. I think depth of squad has really, really helped. The likes of Brendia coming in, last season I'm sure he was on the periphery of things. And all of a sudden, he's been absolutely sensational. What's happened is the input of Marlon as well, we talk about Watkins quite a bit as well, but he's took the pressure off Watkins so much. He's coming in, he's been an absolute impact as well. I think his depth of squad and of course, Emery's tactical astuteness as well has really, really played a part to where you see the Villa challenging for that top 4 place.
Yeah, and amazes me, Tone. I mean, if you take a couple of signings in the summer, Sancho came in, Harvey Elliott, found it very difficult to actually get a place in the team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's difficult. I mean, you find sometimes signings come in and they hit the ground running. I think what's happened with Villa as well, I think the players that have been there previously have started to produce. and they found it difficult. You know, the likes of Harvey that you've just said, Sancho found it very difficult to find a place. If you look at the team at Villa playing now, you know, it's been the nucleus of the squad, the team that's, you know, had Villa on the rises over this past 2-3 seasons. So it's been very, very difficult for the likes of Sancho. I think you get the best out of Sancho in a team that's playing extremely well. And for me, you know, even though he has been on the periphery, if you look at it, you know, something's going to make an impact, and you know, he's going to, for me, going to play a part in this squad.
So what do you look at, Tom, today against Arsenal, who are so well drilled, great at set pieces, got effective players all over the pitch, got a number of injuries, but how do you think Villa will attempt to try and dismantle Arsenal or get that win, which, if they did win, by the way, that would send a massive statement to the rest of the Premier League, wouldn't it?
Yeah, this is going to be a tough game, Cass, no doubt about it. As you said there as well, I mean, the key thing for me is Arsenal injuries, whether both Saliba and Gabriel are going to be out as well. They're going to be a massive miss. I think the win against midweek was absolutely tremendous. That 4-3 win against Brighton. Against coming back from that as well. So I think that's going to be a massive boost in confidence again there as well, going on a high. And I think the Villa crowd's going to play a part in this now. It's going to be an absolutely magnificent atmosphere. Yes, it's going to be a big test today, but Villa can get on top here now and play the front foot football that I have. I think I've seen Villa at the best when, you know, they're on the press, they can move the ball quickly, can cause Arsenal some problems today, but it's going to be a really, really tough game today for sure.
Yeah, and Morgan Rogers, you know, I always look at him and think there's more there, Tone, isn't there, in Morgan Rogers?
Yeah. Sensational. I mean, for the season starts as well, people got to realise his age and everything else, and people got to realise as well, when he had that poor form at the beginning of the season, he was still trying stuff and it wasn't coming off, and now it's coming off for him. But as you said there, you know, everyone's talking about him going to the World Cup and keeping Bellingham out. I mean, you know, Bellingham, we know his ability as well, but Rodgers being, when Villa has played, Rodgers been absolutely outstanding. And as he said, there's so much more for him to come.
Ollie Watkins back scoring as well. How do you see today going then? Can we get a prediction from you, please, Tom?
It's going to be a really, really, really tough game here. It really is. I mean, I think if Villa can stay on top here as well, I'm looking at a 2-1 win for Villa, but that's me being biased, of course.
Fair play, Tony. When was the last time you two saw each other?
I don't know.
We spoke a few times, Kaz.
Yeah,
I haven't seen you in the flesh for a long, long time.
Yeah, I tried to, because Dales was really quick. I mean, frighteningly quick. I remember we played Inter Milan at Villa Park. We beat them 2-0 and Dales scared the life out of the Italian back for that night, Dales. I was in his team and I was watching thinking, boy, he's on fire.
It's great memories, Kaz. It really was.
Yeah, great time.
Tony, what kind of teammate was he like?
I wasn't there long enough.
Stories for us?
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely superb. You know, he's a great teammate, a funny guy. He kept the dressing room buzzing. Yeah, I had a lot of time for Kaz still have.
Nice. Well, thank you so much.
That was lovely talking to you, mate.
Yeah.
And you.
You look well.
Thanks,
good to see you, Tony Daly there, former Villa defender. Oh, that's cute.
I tell you what, that was at his best. He was like a bit like Doku at Man City. You know when he's unplayable, where he's so quick and he'll jink one way, jink the other. Dales was exactly like that.
Brilliant.
Same as Doku at City.
Arsenal going to Villa Park today, 12:30, live for you here on talkSPORT. Also tonight, Brits Shebahn. Sounds like me. Shebahn, Masood and Peter McGrail headline in Monaco for the EBU European title with a stacked undercard featuring Pat McCormack and Joni Fisher. You can watch it live with our friends on DAZN.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
Coming up for you shortly, we're going to speak to former Chelsea defender Robert Huth as his old side travel to Bournemouth today, and we'll get the latest odds from Coral next. Good morning, it's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT.
welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
You know, we don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Oh, song this is.
Good morning, it's the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT with Shebahn Aherne and Tony Cascarino. This is Cass's request of the morning.
Good times, Sheik. Yeah, these are the good days.
So what, I mean, the 70s, late 70s now?
This, I think, is a bit later
What
than
is this?
78. I would say good times. I don't think was before Freak Out. I don't think it was. You'd have to Googlise it.
Google Eyes will do.
But Sheik, yeah, brilliant. Good times.
Yeah.
These are the good times. Leave your cares behind.
I stood next to him once.
Yeah?
I stood next to him. He's immaculate, man. Immaculate. Very well groomed.
Great band.
Yeah. Some tunes as well, I'll give him that. He'll go far in his career.
You're talking Noel Rogers. You're talking about guitar shit.
Yeah, no, well, I wasn't talking about Dave Stevens, who's with us next with Coral.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Coral, the home of the free-to-play Golden Rewards Shaker. 18 plus max one reward per player per selected Shaker day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
Good morning, Dave.
I mean, you may mock Shebahn, but you never saw me in my disco era.
I'd like to. I'd like to see that.
And talking of dodgy dancing, I mean, come on, we've got to start with the World Cup runway. I got a message from Ali saying it is rather surreal in the same room as Donald Trump, Robbie Williams, Heidi Klum, and the Village People. I said, to be honest, Ali, that just sounds like your normal life, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's very
I'm pretty sure Donald Trump was saying to Robbie Williams, can you believe Ali McCoy is here?
Dave, answer me this, right? What I didn't quite get is that there was a lot of sort of jokes that weren't particularly funny.
Well,
quite
there was
often.
that. But did you not think all the money that FIFA clearly have, they couldn't afford interpreters because a lot of guests from around the world, Spanish, Portuguese, speaking Brazilian, and they would speak for a long time. And I mean, Roberto Carlos spoke for a long time. Have a clue what he said, but I mean, it was it's showbiz, isn't it? If you know, we got there in the end. I mean, look, what does it all mean at the head of the betting? Not an awful lot. All the teams that were at the head of the betting still are. Spain are clear favourites 4-1. England 6-1. France 7-1. Argentina, Brazil 8-1. Portugal 11-1. So it really is all the usual suspects. What does it mean for England and Scotland? The good news is, Shebahn, Scotland strongly fancied to get out of the group. 4-9, so odds on.
Nice.
There aren't really, with this format, Cass, too many groups of death, are there? There are sort of groups of slight headaches, you know, because, what is it, 3 go through from most, I think, don't they? So Scotland, the omens are good. And what a terrific draw, you know, against Brazil. I mean, that's a one the Tartan Army are going to be absolute. The crowd for that will be fantastic. England 4-9 to win their group, 5-2 to win all 3 games, 3-1 to make the final. So, I thought there were easier groups than England got, but having said that, there shouldn't be any issues if they're going to justify their status as 6-1 second favourites to win this World Cup.
David, we got a really big game at 12:30 today. Villa, can they get a result? Because it would change the dynamic, certainly in betting terms, if Villa beat Arsenal today.
It's amazing, actually. I had to reach out. Look, we know Villa are on this incredible run. This will take them, if they were to win this, within 3 points of Arsenal at the top. Clearly, the chasing pack, the Man Cities, the Chelseas, will be hoping Villa can do this. But Villa can do it for their own good. They're 3-1, which I think is a big price for a team in form at home. 12-5 the draw. Arsenal are odds on, 10-11. Now, look, we know how solid they are this season. But teams have taken points off of them this year. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. How do you see it, Shebahn Cass? I see this as being a lot tighter than the odds suggest.
Absolutely. I think Villa might cause an upset today. And I don't think it really would be an upset because they're doing very well. They're in great form. They've got a good side. Arsenal, okay, they might have some injury issues now. And I also think Unai Emery will be out to impress after what happened with his Arsenal situation. I think Villa are a great side. So I won't be shocked if they win today. And saying that, Arsenal are still magic.
Yeah,
and they're doing great.
I always say the same line, David. At the moment, you have to really earn everything you get out of Arsenal because they're giving you nothing. And I think that's where Villa have to be a little bit cautious because if you literally go after them, I think that suits Arsenal quite well. They've got loads of players who can score goals. Mourinho, everyone tells me he's not centre forward, and I keep seeing him getting goals like centre forwards. You know, running across the line of a player and getting on the end of something.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really tough game to call. But Villa are there. I mean, look, they've only lost in 2025. They've only lost one game less than Arsenal.
Yeah, which I say, and they are arguably the form team alongside Arsenal. Look, a couple of others. I mentioned City, the chasing pack, 2-7, but Sunderland will go there 17-2 shots, 5-1 the draw, full of confidence after their midweek performance. Chelsea stuttering slightly, 11-10 to win down at 2-1 shots, Bournemouth. And then Leeds-Liverpool, Cass.
Yeah.
I got Liverpool completely wrong in midweek. I thought they could beat Sunderland.
I kept telling you, David.
You did. I should have listened to the Liverpool fan.
No.
They are odds on, 8-11. Liverpool, for me, can never be considered at the moment a safe betting proposition at odds on. Honestly, they're so inconsistent. And Leeds off the back of a brilliant win, 3-1. Albeit they are at the wrong end of the table at the moment.
Very quickly, Sandown and Aintree racing today, please, Dave.
Yeah, brilliant racing. The Tingle Creek over 2 miles. Sir Alex Ferguson, one of the co-owners of Loda Sud, the second favourite for the big race at Sandown at 3 o'clock. He's 11-4 against Willie Mullins' favourite, Ute Tomp. We've got a big race over the Grand National fences. The Beecher up at Aintree. Dan Skelton again, who trains Loda Sud. He's got the favourite for that, Gallia Delito. I've got to quickly touch on the cricket. It's not pretty. Australia are going to win this, aren't they? England are 9-1 to perform a miracle. And a brilliant Formula One weekend. 6-4 Lando Norris, 6-4 Max Verstappen to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. What a weekend.
Amazing. Dave Stevens, thank you so much for coming on.
Cheers,
we'll speak
guys.
to you again in the week. That was the latest odds with Coral. 18+, begambleaware.org. Please gamble responsibly.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Coral, the home of the free-to-play Golden Rewards Shaker. 18+ max 1 reward per player per selected Shaker day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
Coming up for you on the weekend breakfast, we'll look ahead to Bournemouth versus Chelsea with former Blues defender Robert Huth next.
wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me? Don't you?
Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me, Cass?
Don't you?
Morning, how are you? You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast with talkSPORT.
Raw like me.
Raw like me?
Raw.
Oh, raw.
Yeah. Is this the Sugar Babe?
No.
What's it? Who is it?
Go on, guess again.
Give me 2 or 3 guesses of a girl.
Meow.
Oh, Pussycat Dolls.
There you go.
Pussycat Dolls.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Oh, yeah, because she did the World Cup draw
There
last
you
night.
are, yeah. Oh, yeah, you got to be up early, Cass.
Nicola, isn't it?
Nicole.
Nicole. She's quite glamorous, isn't she?
She is stunning.
Yeah.
She's with the former rugby player, isn't she, Tom Evans?
Is she?
What a beautiful couple they
Wasn't
are.
she with Lewis Hamilton?
She
before?
was, yeah. The Godfather over there, Tony Cascarino. All over it, cultural cast.
No, I don't get their names right. I don't get all of them, but yeah, Pussycat Dolls.
but you're right.
It was actually a great video, wasn't it?
Oh,
I remember the
brilliant video.
Yeah.
I love the Pussycat Dolls. PCD went to the first gig. If you were there, you'll understand what that's about. If you weren't, we crack on swiftly. She was performing yesterday at the World Cup draw with Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
Spell Scherzinger. Come on. Right, here's what's coming up for you here on talkSPORT today. After us, Max Rushton and Charlie Baker, as ever, on the warm-up from 9 o'clock through to 11, and then it's game day exclusive. Live commentary from Villa against Arsenal. Kick-off is at 12:30, 11:30 over on talkSPORT 2. It's following on the Ashes inquest immediately after the close of play on day 3. While 12 o'clock, we've got live games as well from the EFL on talkSPORT 2. Derby against Leicester, followed by Ipswich versus league leaders at Coventry, back on talkSPORT at 2:30. Game day live with Adrian Durham. All of the goals as they go in. And then it's the nation's wind-up merchants, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy, taking all of your calls on the weekend's football action from 5:30. And then even more of a wind-up, Rory Jennings with you at 7:30. And then it's fight night from 9. All coming up on talkSPORT today. Download the talkSPORT app and stay with us for it all. Let's talk about the 3 o'clock kickoffs coming up for you today. We've got Bournemouth against Chelsea to look ahead to. Cash, you spoke about Liverpool. Leeds today as well. That'll be an interesting one because there's real pressure now on Arne Slot, isn't there, Cass?
Yeah, well, there's going to be, but I mean, Liverpool as a football club have been very loyal to managers over the years. I don't see that being any different. And I said a number of weeks ago, I want to see if Arne Slot can get out of this malaise that Liverpool are clearly in. And it's a tough game at Leeds. Leeds play 2 up front, and I don't know if Makecha and Calvert-Lewin have both got sort of niggles or injuries, whether they'll both be there. But then Leeds play with 2 up front, and boy, did they cause Chelsea a lot of problems with 2. And it started at Man City because at half-time, Daniel Farke made a couple of changes and went 2 up front. City had difficulty, and Phil Foden late goal was the only reason they got beat. Yep. So tough game for Liverpool today.
Absolutely. 5:30. Leeds United take on Liverpool in the Premier League. All of the updates will be here for you on talkSPORT. Let's get into the 3 o'clock kickoff now between Bournemouth and Chelsea. Chelsea sit 4th after that disappointing 3-1 loss to Leeds in midweek, after some claimed they might be title contenders. Enzo Maresca said that the inexperience within his squad wasn't to blame for their defeat at Ellen Road.
We always talk about experience when we draw points. When we beat Barcelona, when we beat Barcelona and we drew against Arsenal, no one was mentioning about experienced player. So again, I understand that when we don't win, we are always looking for the reason why. But I think the reason why we didn't win against Leeds is not because of the experience, it's because we were not good enough.
He's right. We always talk about the inexperience when they lose a game. It's not always to be a blame.
But I do feel Chelsea need experience. Mm-hmm. I mean, Thiago Silva was a great centre-half for them, and they're John Terry being a great centre-half for them, and others. That experience of Desailly and many, many others along the line where add something to the team. They don't make the fundamental errors. Chelsea were beat up the other day. They had way more possession, but the opposition had played with purpose and hurt Chelsea badly in Leeds.
Let's find out what former Chelsea defender Robert Huth thinks about the whole situation. Good morning, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Shebahn.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I hope you're good.
I'm good, yeah. Every day's a bonus.
Robert, I wanted to ask you a question because obviously you were a centre-half, Robert, and I felt, and I'll be careful my words here, that that centre-halves have had it way more comfortable than days when you played with Wes Morgan and others at Chelsea, where you had two centre-forwards to compete against, and that was a battle in itself, because the last couple of decades we've seen so many forward lines just play with one isolated forward. And I felt like defenders' jobs, some of them don't defend how you guys once did.
Yeah, I mean, the game has evolved, purely because teams like to have more possession, but you're spot on in terms of having to play against two striker was always difficult. And certainly at the start of my career, when the game was finished, I walked off the pitch thinking, I'm glad this game is over, because, you got beaten up, you got run into the channels, you got sucked into midfield, having to spin. So it was a lot more physical, work, I thought, at the start of my career. Towards the end, when possession football just started to kick in a bit more, I found the games a lot easier without sounding disrespectful or anything, but the sort of pure physicality of the game has gone a bit.
Yeah, I mean, look, at Leeds, watching Chelsea, I'm sure you would have seen the game where Leeds basically went to an older style with two forwards pressurising Toussaint and Balashil, and it just disrupted Chelsea, didn't it?
It did, yeah. They looked like they were playing in a training game, I thought, Chelsea. And Leeds obviously completely different, high energy, full of power, full of will to win. And you get these kind of games where you have to stand up and be counted. And I think, Chelsea sort of failed to do that. But nothing to take away from Leeds, because I thought they were brilliant. And that's this kind of Premier League games you want to see, where people press, where people charging in, where tough challenges, balls in the box. And Chelsea on that night didn't deal with it. It's not a thing of concern for me, really, because every now and then you're going to get a game like this where you're just going to get outfought. And that was that night.
Where do you think they need to strengthen then, Robert? Because we keep talking about this inexperience. Is it there? Is it just bringing in a more senior head or elsewhere?
I don't think there's too much wrong with the squad. They're clearly rebuilding, and of course we can look at making Chelsea better, and we kind of compare them to the teams in the past. But clearly, that's different at the moment. They got a new owner, they got new manager, new players. So yeah, we can all talk about experience, but like Maresca said, they don't mention it when they win. But from a Chelsea fans' point of view, I don't think that's too much wrong. You're just going to give him a bit more time. You're starting to win big games. You're drawing against Arsenal with a man down. So there's a lot of positives. But for some reason, we sort of tend to focus on that one negative game that they had. But overall, I thought that it's a positive start to the season. And Maresca will be looking to build on that. Whether he gets an experienced player in January, it's up to him. But like I said, I don't think there's too much wrong with Chelsea at the moment. It's just frustrating when they're putting a few good results, a few good games, and then you end up losing to Leeds, which isn't great. But that's the Premier League for you.
Well, you couldn't really have a better opponent today, because Bournemouth have been in really poor form. At the part of the season, they were second, in the Premier League, and now they've had a number of defeats. Not quite the Bournemouth as what we saw earlier on. So it's a good game for Chelsea to try and get something, Robert.
Is it? I think it's the worst. When you're on a bad run, I always think it's going to come to an end at one point, and they'll be licking their fingers as well, because Chelsea's coming off a bad result as well. So I think you're right in terms of Bournemouth having a bit of a difficult time. But however, they'll be looking to end that bad run of results, and I think they'll be looking forward to the game today, Chelsea. I think they'll be looking something similar to what Leeds did to them: play on the front foot, press him, running behind. So I don't think it'd be an easy game at all for Chelsea today.
One player that is a standout, and I know he got sent off against Arsenal, but Caicedo to me is that midfielder that just inspires everybody on the pitch. I know he can be tenacious, make mistakes in some of the tackles he does, but he's the heartbeat for me of what Chelsea are about at their very best.
Yeah, he's the reason why they're doing well, or have done in the past as well. So he's one of the players I love watching, because he plays with energy, he puts in a tackle, and like I said, every now and he gets it wrong, but that's exactly what we want from a midfield player. Even the red card against Arsenal, I thought it was a bit harsh, because if you're Maresca, that's what you want your midfield players to do: get on the front foot, win the ball back, and we're kind of stopping players from going for the ball. Yes, he caught him, and the Arsenal player was in a bit of pain, but I just think it's a shame, because if you asked any midfield player, that's what they thrive on. The loose balls in the middle of the pitch, and we're kind of stopping the players from doing it at the moment.
Yeah. I want to speak to you about Germany and the World Cup draw in just a minute. But first, shall we go to Leicester, or do you not want to talk about Leicester?
Yeah, I'm here for anything. So you fire away.
How are you feeling about Leicester? Difficult times at the moment there, which must hurt, Robert.
Yeah, of course. You want to see your former clubs do well, but clearly there's something not quite right at the moment. I think that the fans obviously have turned a bit on the club, which is not great, which doesn't help. Still waiting obviously on the points deduction, which is not going to be great for morale. But the real concern for me is obviously as a defender is just the lack of clean sheets. I feel like I'm repeating myself because I'm pretty sure I said the same thing last season where I don't think they kept a clean sheet for 15, 16 games, and it's something very similar this season. And we know if you don't, it's just going to be more and more difficult. But I feel there's a real disconnect at the moment between the playing staff and the supporters. And so that needs to change. I'm not sure how they're going to do it at the moment because there's so much uncertainty coming up with them. And if there's a big points deduction, we're looking at relegation spots if it happens soon. So that's really not a good place to be in. But everything can be changed with it when we know football. People change their mind really quickly, but at the moment it's a bit rubbish.
A brief mention for Germany. You know obviously very well, and a group that Ecuador, Ivory Coast, and particularly where German football is, because I don't think we've seen the very best German team over recent years. Are you more hopeful, Robert?
No. To sum it up in one word, no. I think it's similar. They're kind of stuck in a way of no one's really sure how they're going to turn up. You got some good games, and then had some really bad qualification games. Since 2014, we've been really poor in tournaments. I know we were unlucky getting knocked out against Spain in the last Euros. The handball decision didn't go our way, but in terms of realistic chance of winning it or getting to the semi-final, I don't think it's particularly great. I think they're much better team than the World Cup at the moment. But we always say that Germany are a tournament team, so they can build up something. But it's difficult to see the excitement from my point of view at the moment because they're still stuck in a way of playing, which 2014 got them the World Cup win. But I think time has moved on and the game has moved on internationally as well, so it's gone a bit more faster, a bit more direct, but we're just a little bit behind at the moment, I think. Certainly against England or the French and all these kind of top-class teams.
Speaking of England then, Thomas Tuchel, the manager, you supporting him with England at the World Cup?
Absolutely not. No.
Good man, Robert.
Absolutely. You can't have
That's a no-nonsense centre-half. Great. I love that.
No, I was surprised that he took it, to be fair, but yeah. You know what's going to happen, Danny? England's going to play Germany in a semi-final. Then...
No, it's going to be magic.
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to. Imagine England winning for the German.
Imagine him just standing there singing the national anthem against Germany.
It's not allowed. Surely not.
I know. No. Listen, Robert, as ever, thank you so much for your time this morning. We do appreciate you making the effort.
Absolute pleasure. Have fun, guys.
Cheers, Robert.
Robert Hood there.
Great stuff.
Yeah, no, brilliant. It's so good to
Absolutely
German,
no.
so, yeah, can't do that. Do that. Well, he has. Robert Hood there. Don't forget, by the way, Derby against Leicester live for you on talkSPORT 2 today. It's time now for this because talkSPORT has teamed up with Pitch Experiences to bring you an all-out VIP experience just ahead of Christmas. This is the perfect present. A wee treat to yourself, to me from me. At Ali Pali, 23rd of December, you and 3 mates could be there. Living at large, platinum seats, fine dining, complimentary bar, exclusive access to the 501 lounge with Russ the Voice, Bray, and then onto a prime table, the best seat in the house for the darts. You sit and watch it on the telly at Christmas and you think, I want to be there. Well, you could be there, all thanks to this brilliant competition. Here's how you can get involved. Text the word darts, DARTS, to 83338. Texts are £2 plus your one standard network rate. Or you can call this number, 0343 421 7508. 0343 421 7508. Lines close at 4 o'clock on the 18th of December, and then you'll need to answer your phone that day if it rings, because it could be us giving you the good news. It's 18 plus UK residents only. For your chance to win, text darts to 83333 now. This is a network promotion. Full terms and conditions on our website at talksport.com. Good luck to you. We can get the latest now in the Ashes. Here is Johnny Norman.
England have got through to the dinner break unscathed. Ben Duckett, 13 not out, run a ball, and Zach Crawley, 26 from 23. So any notion that Duckett and Crawley would change their game, facing that big 177-run deficit, well, it was never going to happen, was it? Duckett, one slight moment of fortune, hitting a ball back to Michael Nisa, who couldn't take the catch in his follow-through. Crawley's looked good, though. He just needs to temper things at times, though. Hit Mitchell Stark for 2 boundaries, went for the 3rd, very close to getting the outside edge. Still a lot of work for England to do. 2.5-hour session coming up under lights. They trail by 132. All of that after Australia were finally bowled out for 511. Half centuries for Alex Carey and Mitchell Stark suggest this pitch is not bad for batting, whether it's night or day. So England's still in things just about, but boy, do they need some batters to stand up. We will find out if they can do that in about 20 minutes' time. Dinner on day 3 in Brisbane. England 45 without loss.
OK, John, thank you very much. You'll be with us across the morning here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we'll preview the weekend's football and we'll do a bit of Cascarino next.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
You know, we don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Good morning. I didn't know my mic was up there. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne Tony Cascarino with you. England have been drawn in Group L to play Croatia, Ghana and Panama at next summer's World Cup. Today we'll discover the kickoff times and the locations, which will be so crucial, won't it, Cass? There'll be a focus on the times now because the heat's going to be intense.
Yeah, location and times.
The opening game for Thomas Tuchel's side in either Toronto or Dallas will be expected today. Like in 1998, Scotland will face Brazil and Morocco, and they will also take on newcomers Haiti in Group C. And also today, I love that I have to read this. Crystal Palace midfielder Rusha Littlejohn has been given an extended 5-match ban for violent conduct after grabbing an opponent by the neck, never happened, she put in the headlock, and throwing her to the ground. She's a disgrace, isn't she? She's put a stain to her family's name. 5-game ban.
So, do you get a ban as well of any sort?
Well, she practiced the move on me.
All right.
Grown up. I got chucked about like that every day. That's what siblings do.
Is your sister more feisty than you or not?
She's far more physical than me. I could say I could verbally handle her, but she'd just knock me out. Rue, 5-match ban. Good luck to Palace this season. I'm rooting for them though. And Hannah Kane, the player involved in all this, she's okay, thankfully, as well, the Leicester player. Also earlier in the week, talkSPORT's Angelina Kelly caught up with Villa star Morgan Rogers at the opening of Puma's new store in London. He says there's healthy competition for places in the England squad.
The best teams to win tournaments, to go far in tournaments. They have a squad, they don't have a team, and of course, everyone wants the shirt, everyone wants to play, everyone wants to be the man and wants to contribute. Of course we do. We're all human, we're all footballers. We all want to shine and impress, but it might be different people for different days, different occasions, different styles of play. There's a whole load of things that go into it. It's just about each other as an individual, making sure we're at the best of our ability, the peak of our powers, and we're ready to go. And when we put on that shirt, we give it our all and give it our best. And I'm no different, whether they're my friends, whether I don't know them that well. I don't think it makes a difference.
He's a great player. He's been brilliant this season, but it's so tough, his spot in particular, isn't it, Cass?
Yeah, it is. And, he's done terrific. He's been terrific this season. Big game for him today, Morgan Rogers.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if Declan Rice, I think he's going to be fit, but if he is, up against Declan Rice, he'll come into that area quite often. And Morgan's a talent, from the days he left Middlesbrough and joined Villa, he's improved. I think there's more in there. Yeah. He's got so much. He's got an eye for a goal. He drifts in. He's a big enough lad to get on the end of things and crosses as well. A real big thumbs up to Morgan Rogers. And he's made a challenge to Bellingham. Bellingham's another top player. You've got competition there, but there's more than just that with England. They have a number of players in that position.
Aston Villa against Arsenal is live for you here on talkSPORT at 12:30 this afternoon. Usually it's time for a little bit of Cascari yes, Cascari no, but today, by the way, 6 o'clock over in Virgin Radio Legends, there's a brand new radio show with one of our own legends, Alan Brazil. He's going to be in the hot seat. He's going to be playing some of the songs from the 70s and 80s and talking about his memories of that time. Cascari yes, Cascari no. Do you think Alan Brazil will turn up for his first show on Virgin Radio?
He loves music. He'll be more eager than ever to turn up. He loves his music.
Yeah.
He really does. He'll remind you of tunes that, from the 70s and 80s era. He'll be good on it. He'll love it.
You can tell he's buzzing for it.
He looks forward to it. That's
it's good. It's good. Music brings out the best memories.
It does. That's what it's meant to do, isn't it?
Absolutely. Alan, with all of his stories on Virgin Radio Legends tonight, you can swipe across on the talkSPORT app, or you can tell your speaker, Alexa, to play Virgin Radio Legends. There'll be a little bit of this involved as well. Cass, you're back tomorrow morning with Katie Shanahan.
Yes.
I'm going out on the lash. Christmas party commences now. Enjoy your day. The warm-up is next with Max and Charlie on talkSPORT.